Welcome to the after party. Welcome to the after party. Did you bring some snacks and treats?
Yes, it did.
I hope you got me something to eat.
Maybe.
Welcome to the after party. Coming to the after party.
Right now.
I've been waiting here all day to act like a fool this way. Welcome to the after party. Join us in the after party.
Right now.
Oh, chocolate and gabbing, maybe some microphone gabbing at the after party.
With DJ Eric Page.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the after party. I'm on stream by myself first because I have a couple of small things to say, and I wanted you to see sort of the new 5.0 background. This is going to be the after party 5.0, which will go through the duration of Stargirl all the way till the end of next season of Flash and Superman and Lois. So, here we go. We got some stuff. Anyway, so it is the 250th after party. This has been a wild show for me to do, and I couldn't have done it without the support of not only my co-host, but all of you guys in the chat, the Ericverse, and the Team Eric members. So happy to have created something that everybody seems to love, and where we can all come together and just like have a good time, even when it gets controversial and wild. So just always a lot of fun. And what we're going to do today is we are going to talk about Stargirl. We've got some topics. We also have some fun stuff that Paige has created. I'm very nervous on what that's going to be. And some fun facts about the after party throughout the day. Also, we got a few guests that I've sent invites to. They're not here yet, but they may show up at some point. So let's bring on the guests that we do have. First one is Paige, who's been here since the beginning. Since before the beginning, probably, of the after party. So there you have it. Bend over and Mo, I'm going to pause there. Lester, because that way.
Okay, so people recording, feel free to stitch that closer together for entertainment purposes.
Oh, gosh. And we have one of the newer co-hosts of the after party, and that is Lance. Newer co-host, but he's been around for a long time as a viewer and supporter of the channel. So there we go. If you are watching this on YouTube and you want to support the Twitch channel, head over there and do that. If you're watching on Twitch, thank you so much. As we are trying to get the big L is coming together. I have the intro made. Wait till you see the intro. I have the intro made. I'm not going to tease it here. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you sing in it? I need to know.
Yes, I do. And there's actually music behind it.
Are we going to get an exclusive tease in the 250th after party special?
No.
Oh, talk about Dog and the Boys.
I know. We have a few super chats I want to answer here. Danny says, "Hi, Paigey. When will you eat your big hairy?" I remember that joke. That was a while back. That was like. Was that like 2 seasons of the after party ago when that happened? I don't remember.
I said it in another video recently, and I don't know what I said it about. I said if something happened, I would eat my big toe.
Oh.
Well, and I'm worried that thing happened. I don't think it did, but for some reason I feel like it did. And that's why that super chat's coming in.
We have Gary here with the 499 super chat. Sorry,
I'm
I've been moving. Wait, sorry, I've been moving, been really busy, but not have left. Love your channel. Thank you, Gary, for the 499 super chat. No question, just showing love. So thank you so much, Gary. I appreciate it. Cal here with the 199 super chat and a Team Eric member. Congrats, Eric, on making it to 250 episodes. It's like I counted out 250, but between like the failed attempts and the deleted episodes, we're probably higher. But we'll go with 250.
I think if we count all the deleted parts due to controversy, probably like 743.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Hero's Journey. We're going to talk about. That's one of the fun facts. Don't talk about it now. This is one of the fun facts we'll be talking about during the stream today. So,
is this the thing you were talking about in hashtag in the DMs? When I
yeah. talk about it there. So, but yeah, we're good. So, but thank you for supporting the channel. And we also have a super sticker. I can't see it over here, but it is a little working out emoji. It says "Keep it up" from Daniela. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. However, I'm going to get a little sappy here and make sure I get through this as correctly as
Oh no! Don't cry, Eric. Please.
So I want to officially thank all the co-hosts over the years. Paigey, who has single-handedly sabotaged our show at least once a season. Have to give a shout out.
However, if I wasn't here, we wouldn't have a show, Eric. That's the way.
There we go. I would say thank you to Ben, the DC TV show, but he isn't here. He decided after begging me in DMs to be on the show today that he was going to go watch a movie on a rooftop. So
the only thing is that I think the only way to get off is to jump. So maybe that is some like help to you, Eric.
Yeah, I don't know.
Think other guys. Remember The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson? I watched that movie the other day. I hadn't watched it for ages. Hilarious. I forgot how funny that movie was.
I hope the movie's worth it, Ben. Choke on your popcorn. Just kidding.
Oi! That took it too far.
Wow. I'm sorry. There we go. I'm gonna get my own self canceled here.
Yeah, God, you talk about me getting the stream canceled, and then you go out and say rude things like that.
One of our other regulars, Canada Graphs, who always manages to remind us that Vancouver is just like Hollywood without any of the things that makes Hollywood cool. So there we go. I don't know where he's at. He's around somewhere. Maybe he's playing Geo.
Wait, is this a roast? I'm worried because I don't think I've come up yet.
You were the first one. You're the very first one.
No, that was more like a compliment.
And Lance, who has been a part of the show over the last few months, he's been a regular viewer and he started his own channel. And we're really glad to have. Wait, is that a train?
No, it's static from Lance's mic or whatever it is.
And we've also had people like Buddy Tackless Rhyme who may make an appearance tonight. He hasn't been on very recently, but he's been busy. He's been moving and stuff, but glad to have him. And we've also had Infotex Darren, who's been here. So much fun. Am I forgetting anybody else? I think that's everybody who is regularly appeared on the after party. So
I think you're forgetting someone.
Who am I forgetting?
Kaczynski. Like, hello.
There is
that really famous cameo a couple of years ago.
There is a train, however, it's just sitting on the train tracks right now.
Hopefully Eric gets the
so we have crossed over with my brother and Omega from the Weekly Geekly. They have appeared here, but they is Omega here? I would actually bring Omega on if he was here. He hasn't said anything.
Someone said Omega in the chat. Oh, that's why.
Yeah. I consider those crossovers, but I guess the Weekly Geekly is the weekly Deadly. So
the annual Arrowverse crossover.
Warstu's never been on the after party. He'll never be on the after party. Staggervore, the 1-9 super chat. Congratulations on making it to 250. Thank you, Staggervore. I appreciate it so much. There was a few other member chats, so make sure I get all these. Cody, who's been a member for 33 months, has been here since the beginning. Congrats on 250. Thank you so much, Cody.
Remember the time.
And Amethyst, who's been a member for 32 months. Congrats being here many years, hope many more. Thank you so much, Amethyst. So glad that you were here with us today. I know you said you weren't sure if you're going to make it. But there we go. Yeah, I think Sean Stackhouse has been here for one stream, but shout out to Sean.
You gotta remember those dark times when I took that 6-week break.
Yeah, I'm trying to count the people that have been as co-hosts, not because I've had a lot of guests.
Sure, there was more than that because
there has been, but yes, thank you, Sean Stackhouse. Haven't seen him in a while. Hope he's doing well. I know he's got some stuff going.
We had Santa Claus that one year. We replaced you for that week. You were gone for some reason.
We did actually,
and I think we had we had Harry Potter once when Ben didn't make it.
So, speaking of boba, let's get to the first fun fact about the after party. This is the first one before we get into the topics today. Now, I don't want Paigey to answer because Paigey probably knows the answer to all these.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So you can troll and give a wrong answer, but do not give
putting a lot of faith in me.
Okay. The question is, does anybody know how the after party started? What was the thing that sort of started the after party? I'm waiting for the chat to answer because the thing was that the live streams that we started doing did not just come out as it was. It wasn't just let's do the after party, right? That wasn't the original. There was something that happened that created the after party. It came out of something else. Lance, do you know what that is? Do you have any idea what that was?
I have no clue. I was just here for the ride. Really? I have no clue. I just was watching and found you guys.
Okay. Well, there we go. A lot of people in the chat got it right, and it is the 4-channel crossovers that we used to do. Now that was an interesting time. Let's talk a little bit about that. Okay, so
Those
the
were
4-channel
big. Those were big.
crossovers were something that started when I guess we were all kind of talking together, and I kind of suggested that we should do a stream with everybody on it. It wasn't going to be a regular thing. It was just like, we'll just do it one time. And then it kind of morphed into this idea where we do it once a month, and each channel would host the stream. Like it would be me, Paigey, Ben, and Boba. And we would each take a turn hosting the stream. So we all had an opportunity to sort of cross over with channels, with the 4-channel crossover. And so that worked out for, how long do you think that went for, Paige? Like 6 months, 8 months, something like that? It was almost,
well, it was only like once a month or once every handful of like
Yeah.
maybe 6 weeks or something. So I think we all had one go, and I think you might have done 2.
So like
I think either I did the last one or you did the last one.
Yeah.
And it would have been the second time around for you, I think.
So, and then what happened was when that whole thing sort of like everybody decided that they wanted to move on from, well, not everybody, a couple people decided they didn't want to host it anymore. We decided to just start doing the after party. So the after party was sort of, and it wasn't even really officially named that. I was calling it like an after, like this is like a flash after party. That was what I used to say, because we do them after the shows would air. And so that's sort of how it happened. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I miss those shows, but looking back at them, it was really weird because if you go back and you watch those, everybody had like such a different style of hosting. Like, you know, Paigey did a lot of like fun edits for his streams, like the very infamous like Hanson video, which we will not be playing today.
Well, I got that stream, I think, demonetized.
Yeah.
One of the few on my channel.
But that was fun. Ben treated it like an interview. Like he would interview the three of us on his stream, which was kind of interesting. My channel is very similar to what this is. So this is kind of just an evolution of what we did on mine. And Boba's was before Boba started doing like the really I don't want to call him like news videos, because he has a specific style where he sits center of the screen, and you know, it was before he started doing that. He was still sort of just doing his reviews back then. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and that's what started the what we have now. So that's kind of interesting. All right, before we get into our news topics, we're going to be talking about this week's Stargirl. So if everybody had a chance to see it, it's coming on Wednesdays now. So by the time we get here on Saturday, you have plenty of time to watch Stargirl. And I know, Lance, you said that you were doing a review of it, but I don't think your review has come out yet.
No, I was going to try to do it today, but it's going to be in my my live stream on Monday, so I can give my thoughts here and there. Everybody will still watch.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to go too deep into it. What I'm going to do moving forward on the after party is we are going to have fun talking about the episodes, just sort of like, you know, not diving, like not a huge deep dive in everything. We might do that for the Flash, because the Flash, it's the final season, and you know, I don't want to change it up too much. But Stargirl with the murder mystery, it's going to be fun trying to like dissect this story as we go through each week. So there we go. So this week's episode was season 3, episode 1, titled The Murder. And we pick up in Blue Valley it's like a normal Midwestern city of the United States, where all of our characters, heroes and villains, are living their daily lives in this picturesque location. I thought it was a really good intro. Like, it felt very cinematic to me. I really, really enjoyed it. Since we both live in the United States, I'm going to ask Paigey this question. Is this what you think, like, all of Midwestern America is like? Like, if you had to picture it, would this be Blue Valley? Is that what it is, like, in your mind, or no?
Yeah, I guess for the most part, but like, it's hard to tell because like, it sort of still reminds me of like a country town in Australia, like where my uncle lives in his farm. Like there's the main little downtown area, CBD, I guess you'd call it. It sort of looks like that. It's not as green. It's all dirt. But similar shops, like older shops and stuff like that.
It's almost like it reminds me a lot of like Smallville, the city parts of Smallville, like, you know, the main street, and it seems like it's kind of a place caught up in time there. But we got to see, like, again, a lot of our characters. The one question I have and I'm curious what the theories are, is do we know how the Crocs are just out living their lives like nothing happened? Is that
I was wondering
did I miss something at some point between last season and this season? Because the last time we saw them, they got broken out of jail to help with Eclipso, and then they're just living in the neighborhood.
Plot.
I'm not trying to trash it. I mean, it's not a huge problem, but it is something where I'm like, what happened with that?
You're not alone. I was wondering the exact same thing. I had just let it go. So I'm like, how does this work?
Do we think it's going to come back up later? Because my thing is, one of the things I want to do moving forward is I want to look at questions like this as if there might be an answer for it later on, instead of just thinking of it as like a big plot hole. Because I think the biggest issue is getting mad about plot holes early. It's like by the time you get to episode 8, they answer the question and then you look like a complete idiot. So I don't know if do we think they're going to answer this, or is this something, do we think they're just going to move on without it? Is it important enough for them to address it or not?
I don't know. Like, I know at the end of season 2 was just that Artemis just broke them out, and that's why they ended up rocking up at Blue Valley to help against Eclipso. And then that was it. And then, like, you got that end credit thing, or not end credit, but like the final thing where they say, "Oh, we moved in. Hello, neighbor," and that was it. The only thing I can think of is that it is brought up, but I don't know. But then again, maybe they're just like, I don't know, what would you call it? Like, on the run, but somehow undercover, and Blue Valley's protected, even though he's opened his gym again. Maybe it gets answered.
It's one of those things where, like, if it doesn't get answered, I don't know if I'll care or not. But it's also something where I'm like, why didn't they just address it? It's really weird. We had a couple of super chats here before we move on. One of them is from Thomas, and this is about Stargirl. He said, "Thanks WBCW for not putting Stargirl season 3 on Amazon Prime in the UK or making available by other means. Honestly, I'm sick of them not caring about fans." Is this an ongoing thing, Paige? Have you heard anything? Because I'm sure your comment section, you might have seen people complaining about it. Is it not being marketed internationally anymore, or what's going on?
It's on Australian TV. It's on the streaming service here. So that just sounds like maybe it's like an Amazon issue that they didn't want to buy it, because I think season 1 of Stargirl didn't air same day like season 2 did. Like, spoiler alert, I used to watch Stargirl on Amazon Prime through a VPN because it aired an hour earlier than it did on the CW.
Right. So
I was able to watch it and then spend more time making my video and stuff like that.
I just watch it on the CW live, so
yeah, that's because you didn't want to fork out for the VPN.
I'm one of the 58-year-olds or whatever it was.
the boomers, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't do it again, because the thing is, like, after the season, it'll probably show up there again. But then again, they didn't get Peacemaker. But was that on Amazon? No, actually, that wasn't on Amazon. That was on something else. What was the other show that goes on Amazon that's DC? I can't remember. But I don't think they got it till after the season aired.
Yeah.
Last year. It might have been Titans, maybe, or something. Was that Netflix? I don't know. I don't know, Eric.
Titans was Netflix, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't really care enough about Titans.
You love Titans.
I love Lamp.
Let's see. Crazy Cat Lady here, a member for 12 months, goes 250 more after parties. I have 247 subscribes. All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much. We have Crazy Cat Lady. I can't pull it up on screen. It's a team member chat.
Boo.
I know they need to get their shit together. Multi-topic talk with a $200 with a $5 super chat. Happy 250th. We'll watch on playback. Have a good stream, everyone. Thank you so much, Multi-Topic Talk, for being a Team Eric member and your super chat. Somebody also commented that Stargirl didn't do good in the live ratings. I won't say I'm shocked by that, because I did notice a smaller engagement on Stargirl. In general, from it seems like everybody's content didn't do as well as I expected it to do for a premiere episode. Any thoughts on that? Is there any particular reason why?
Poor promotion, actually. I think a lot of people didn't even know that the show was back on.
Really?
Yeah, like the promotion for this season is worse than it was last season,
which was bad. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Triple X, my favorite show is not Gotham Knights. All right.
Robert, yes, I did say that, but I'm also seeing less engagement in general, not just on live viewing. Yeah. And Thomas here says, assume live ratings will matter going forward. Yes, I do believe they will. Not, I don't think it'll be the 100% thing that they look at, but it will be really, really important. And Symbiote says the break between seasons is too long and marketing is dead.
Yep.
You know, it was a long time, wasn't it?
The break between seasons isn't the biggest issue. It's marketing. Like if you don't tell people the show is on, and you have the break between seasons, that's when you put them together, it's an issue. But as long as you market it in some sort of half decent way, the break in the seasons doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right, continuing with the episode, though, we have the gambler return. He's trying to make amends with everyone because he says he has a daughter and he's looking for her. First question, do we believe that the daughter was real? Do we believe that this was a real person? Becky? Because I have a follow-up depending on what the answer to this is. Do we believe that it's real?
Yeah, I believe that she's real, but okay. I mean,
I think she's real, and I think that's the reason he died, because he was looking for her.
Okay.
I think she's attached to Mr. Bones.
Okay. What about you, Lance?
I think that she died on Earth 1 a couple years ago anyway. So Mr. Bones was trying to keep him from discovering the multiverse, which will in turn have Barry show up on Stargirl. Boom, we have the crossover.
There we go. So my theory was either she is real, and like Paige said, she was getting too close, or he was getting too close to where she was. I didn't necessarily make the connection to Mr. Bones, but that does make sense.
I forgot about Mr. Bones.
Yeah, that was the end credits or not end credit, but the end scene for last season. But the other thing was, I was wondering if he was lured back to find someone that doesn't exist so he could be killed. Like making him believe that there is someone so he would come back and they could get to him.
Yeah.
That was my only thought with that, was that it could have been done that way. And do we really think he was trying to make amends, or was he just looking for help to find his daughter? Because a lot of people didn't believe him, which is what set up the whole murder mystery storyline.
No, you know what I think I said in my review, but the one thing I noticed is that when he picked up the rubbish at the beginning, and that's sort of like the opposite of what he used to do, which sort of maybe hints that he is a changed man.
Okay. You mean when he was out by himself, right?
Remember in season 1 when he throws the rubbish on the ground and Tigress goes, "Pick up the rubbish, you idiot." And then he picks it up. Or I think he gets like, doesn't want to pick it up because he usually would litter. But he actually does the opposite and picks up the litter. Ooh, connections, Eric. Think. Brain time.
I know it's been a while.
The rubbish.
Since what, used your brain, or since Stargirl?
All of it.
All of it.
I don't know. Brain? What's that? What is a brain? So we also have we're setting the stage for people in this murder mystery. And I saw online a lot of people complaining about how slow this first episode was. Like they were talking about just there wasn't a lot of action to it. It was a lot of talking and scenes with characters. But I think, hear me out on this one for anybody that feels that way, they really needed to set up this murder mystery before everything can start happening. They needed to sort of introduce the players, which if you've ever seen like Clue or you've ever watched any kind of murder mystery thing, you have to know all the characters that are involved first before things can start spiraling out of control. So
I saw on Twitter that apparently the main inspiration behind this season is Knives Out.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Secondly, Stargirl is never super action heavy. If they were complaining about this season, then they had to have hated half of the episodes last season because it was literally just a very racist demon in a little boy's body harassing kids.
Right.
Yeah, I think they might have been more talking about just like the heavy exposition and dialogue, because that wasn't really in season 2, unless like, except for that one episode where they were going through like Eclipse's history. So I think maybe like, I know that there's not much action, but there doesn't really need to be. Like, I'd rather a good story than, I think that's the issue. Like, the people that are probably complaining about that are like, oh, there was no flashing lights. And I'm like, yeah, God, yeah, it was a good story. That's what was there. And they built it up.
I was entertained throughout the, it didn't lose my attention.
Well, Eric was twerking. So
I was definitely 100%.
Like She-Hulk?
Oh. Yeah, just like She-Hulk.
Oh.
So the next thing I want to talk about is the kids dealing with the Cindy and Artemis situation with the JSA. So we know that Cindy is now part of the JSA, I guess. Like she's included, but then we have half the team doesn't want her there. And it seems like Courtney is the one making all the decisions. And then Artemis wants to be a part of the team, and
Artemis is hilarious.
Yeah, I agree. And then they set up that whole like mugging scene where Artemis basically takes out all of the muggers like by herself without any help from anybody else.
All I could think about was The Simpsons in that episode, in that part of the scene.
Why? Which part of it?
Because it's gonna make you sweat. It reminds me of the Still Mill episode of The Simpsons.
Gotcha.
We work hard, we play hard.
That is funny. So my question is, because of the idea of this whole frenemies scenario, do you think that like Courtney should be the one making all of the decisions for who gets added, or should it be like a group vote? How do you think that should work?
Say that again.
Should Courtney be the only one making decisions on who's added to the team, or should it be a group vote? Like who decides who gets to be in the JSA? Because at the end of the day, there's a team morale situation that we have to deal with. And if people aren't happy, it's going to affect the way the machine works, right?
Yeah.
Well,
it was a vote, but it seemed like she got the executive decision. Like,
well, that's what I mean. Like, do you think that it's ultimately going to be her decision in the end on who gets to be on the team? Because this is Courtney.
Say so, yeah. And also because and the Courtney has the whole thing of like saying the best, and people are looking through problems and stuff like that.
Yeah. And the other thing is that I thought it was funny when Starman was talking about Courtney and with Pat. And I'm talking about like the decisions she makes and stuff. And I'm like, I love Courtney. I think Courtney's a lot of fun. I think she's a great Stargirl. And I think the show has been very entertaining. But Courtney never makes the best decisions ever. I mean, part of the drama in the show is the fact that she makes mistakes, which is fine. But she's very impulsive. If you want to really like take it to the Flash. So for me, it's like, Courtney is a character where I think she's a good character. I don't think she's a good team leader. So it feels a little weird sometimes when she's making all these decisions and everybody's just kind of standing around like complaining, but still letting it happen. It's a little weird.
But then again, like if she's not the leader, who is?
I mean, that's true. It's her show. So there we go.
And it's important to remember that like when Pat's there, Pat's sort of like, if Pat's with the group, he sort of like throws in, it's like, hey, I don't want to just chuck this out there and end up being right, but you know, like consider this. Consider this.
So this is a question and I want to ask Lance's take on this. Do you think the muggers that were working for Gambler, because they worked for Gambler in the past, do you think that he had anything to do with that, or do you think that was a setup? Like somebody was trying to frame him to sort of get the team members to go to Gambler's place, like after this murder happened? Do you think it was him, or you think it was a frame job?
I think it was a frame job.
Okay.
Like I was a little suspicious of the Gambler at first when he first showed up, but I mean, he's a very technical person, if I could say that, but he was going to such lengths to prove that he has changed, like going to talk to the Shade and going to talk to Courtney and Pat. And like Paige said, they went as far as to show that he threw the trash on the ground he still went and picked it up, as opposed to
he didn't throw it up. He went and picked up
someone else's ground and picked it up off the ground, as opposed to him throwing it there. If this was still the old Gambler, he probably would have just walked past that. So I honestly think he's like, okay, the ISA is done. It's time to make a change. So maybe whoever's behind all this murderer, they're just trying to use all of this to their advantage. And what better way than use his old gang, knowing that a team of kids will basically Scooby-Doo all of this and try to put 2 and 2 together.
Scooby-Doo that shit.
Yeah.
We also have Starman and Pat, who share a lot of scenes in this episode. So Sylvester's been staying at the house, obviously there for the staff. Super, super obvious. I'm glad that he admitted that.
I felt so bad for Courtney.
Yeah.
Felt like somebody stole her dog or something.
He built a freaking like a display case for it next to his like temporary bed. So weird. But he admitted it or whatever, and he's acting really nice to the family. He's repairing stuff in the house. He's trying to be like this uncle type character with everybody. but we saw in the past, this isn't who Sylvester is as Starman. Like, he's not this person. Do you think that after he died and then came back, do you think he's actually a changed person, or do you think this is all a ruse to just get the staff back?
I think this is all a ruse to get the staff back. I have several questions about his sudden resurrection.
Okay.
So, one, anybody who knows YouTube, we're speaking fictionally. All right. Anybody who knows about when somebody dies, albeit comic books or whatever, I don't care if you're connected to a cosmic staff, to some sort of cosmic life saving apparatus, whatever. You're not Superman. If you get buried and you're under the ground for more than 6 minutes, mind you, he was under there for 10 years. It's no way you're going to tell me that the staff revived him. I refuse to believe that. Like and you wait this long to just randomly show up? If you knew the staff was calling for you, if you knew somebody connected with the staff, and you just and you knew it wasn't Pat, because Pat doesn't have that type of connection with it, why would you wait this long? If you knew Pat was the last person with it and he can't awaken it, you don't know who has it. So you waited this long to come to Blue Valley to find out who has it, and then you still show up like it's cool because you see a teenage girl with it. Something ain't right. He had ulterior motives.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what he said. I think he said when he got to Blue Valley and saw Courtney with it, that's what makes him think that when Courtney activated, that's what brought him to life. But that's not what brought him to Blue Valley. He was just looking for Pat.
He wants to kill Pat. Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody in the chat was saying they believe he wants revenge on the ISA. You think that's true?
Well, I think he doesn't. I don't think he's happy that the ISA is living hunky-dory in Blue Valley.
But I still don't think that's not going to set off red flags. Why would Starman actively want to kill ISA members who are trying to be reformed? Like, that's a red flag.
Yeah, but he already killed that innocent dude that was controlled by Eclipso.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you go back to last year and you found out who he was as a character, there was this whole argument about how they handle villains was a big deal in that scene.
True.
And Starman was always on the side of put him down.
No, that's okay. Well, then this tracks. I forgot all about that. Thank you, Paigey. You just made me realize Starman is still a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Well, pretty much based on what we've seen, all the ISA was except for Jay Garrick. So,
well, that's true. I was thinking about the Jay Garrick we knew before, because that Jay Garrick was a dick as well. The way he talked to Barry, he had no level of respect for this kid. So
it wasn't Barry like messing with the timeline constantly, so I wouldn't show respect to anyone that was.
If you break a mug, it never gets put back together.
Before then, like when Barry was just staring at him, he was like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He was a jerk too.
Wow, calling out all the JSA members. Okay. Crazy Cat Lady with the $5 super chat. I love Clue. I think Clue's great. I like Death on the Nile, stuff like that.
Are they making a Clue movie?
Yes, they are. And Lance, how was DB's superhero? How was the movie? Dragon Ball movie.
It was amazing. Everybody go see it, including Paigey. I hope they make more or bring back the series.
Paigey, are you a Dragon Ball fan or no?
I've watched Dragon Ball Z when I was like 8 or something. I just remember I think Krillin got pwned by like Cell or something like that. But
oh wow, that is a while back.
You should go see it. It brings it. This movie did so many callbacks in like the best way possible.
I don't know. I don't think I could handle it.
You could handle it.
So Turbo Studies here with the $5 super chat. Annie Team Eric member, thank you so much, Turbo. I think the Gamblers crew were hired by the Crocs in order to give the daughter the opportunity to prove herself.
Actually, speaking of anime, one thing I did rewatch like half a season of because it was when I was dead sick and I couldn't move. I watched like half the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god! At the theme song stuck in my head. You or whatever.
Oh my
It is
god.
Yogi, and then the bass line. It's like boom, 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 boom. Oh, so good. Anyway, move on, Eric.
What were you sick with?
It might have been AIDS. I'm not too sure. It was something. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so anyway, do we think the Gambler's crew was hired by the Crocs so that Artemis could show off her fighting skills for the kids?
You know, that would track actually, because they didn't even try to fight back, and she jumped down and was. First of all, they need to let her into the JSA because Courtney can fight, but not like that. Shiv can fight, but she's more deadly, and she's not gonna be as stealthy and acrobatic like that. Rick is literally just gonna punch you to death, and Beth is gonna stand there. All right, they need her.
Okay.
I forgot about Yolanda, but
I would say that Artemis is less problematic than Cindy is.
yeah.
So why is there such a struggle to put Artemis on the team, but you're okay with Cindy? I don't.
But
totally get
Artemis
that.
is a wild card, and who's to say she will actually listen? She might not listen. Isn't that in any show though?
I mean,
Let's just say this: at least we don't have to deal with the trademark annoying police captain. We don't have to deal with that. The bumbling police chief who just shows up at the wrong time and just questions everything. I hate those cops in these CW superhero shows. So this is a welcome change.
okay.
Well, the time we saw the police station, it looks like a corner shop. It's on the corner. It looks. Really
I would
small.
say in Blue Valley, it's really weird that a place where all these supervillains live, that there's not much of a police presence, because in a true like Midwestern like small town like that, you probably don't need a lot of cops. But this is a town where there's like tons of villains.
It's been
living.
like several murders. Like, where are the cops at?
Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. So this was a question from Flash Freak. What is Paige's cosplay today? It's nothing. No, he has no cosplay.
I woke up half an hour ago. That's the cosplay.
I'm surprised he's not out getting breakfast.
Speaking of that, I bought bread. Went to the shops yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Got more than just bread. Just bought like a couple days worth of stuff. Got home, no bread. I don't know where I've left it. It's not in the car. I think I left it just at the shop on the counter or something.
Is there
I
a
paid for it
bread?
as well.
Is there a bread thief in Sydney? Is that what's going on now? It's just
Well,
running
no,
out.
because it's not one of the things that went up. If there was like a cucumber thief or something like that, then yeah, or a tomato thief or something like that, I'd be like, okay, well, I've been a victim of the vegetable, not the hamburger, but the vegetable burglar. And there's always like, it's 2022. There probably is like a vegan hamburger. Oh god. I can see it. I can see it. Someone trademark it, so McDonald's has to
a
pay.
vegan hamburger.
Oh,
all right, so we see the Go ahead. What are you gonna
has
say?
flowers in his ears or something like that.
I was gonna call him the impossible burglar.
Oh no. Oh no. So the Gambler is sitting in his van, his mobile home van thingy, in this little trailer park.
Fully dressed, which was weird. Like,
which is what were you saying?
He still had on the little ass.
Well, my question was, how long was he sitting there writing the letter? Because we saw him writing it in the daytime, and the next thing you know, he's still writing it. It's like
I think he writes his letters with like a quill, so he has to keep dipping.
So he's
in the
like,
ink and...
he was writing like this.
Yeah, it was almost like what's that thing called? What's the fucking thing?
What are you talking about?
When you do like the fancy writing,
calligraphy.
Yeah, calligraphy.
Yeah,
calligraphy. That's what he was doing.
But my thing was like it started out in the daytime, and then by the time we got back to him, it was like in the middle of the night. And the thing was, he found out that there were people monitoring everybody. I mean, these cameras are everywhere. Do we have any theories on who's doing the monitoring? Because clearly that's going to lead us to who the murderer is. So
Mr. Bones.
It has to be Mr. Bones or someone at the Helix Institute. It's someone like that. The surveillance camera stuff is just sus. But then again, I'm questioning, because you got to think about like where the surveillance cameras are, and I'm wondering like how do they get inside people's houses and stuff like that.
Somebody was saying they thought it was Dr. Midnight.
What, the real one that came out of the Shadowlands?
Mm-hmm.
Is that just naming someone random? That's not.
Well, they said because he's a tech person, so he would know how to like do all of that.
Yeah, that's such. I don't know how like where the connection would be that would happen.
Well, also, why would he need to do that? He can
actually,
walk around anywhere he wants.
The only thing I can think of is that the person that's looking through through the surveillance stuff isn't the murderer.
Right.
And it's going to be a false lead that they find out who's doing the surveillance.
So you think that's a red herring then?
And it was just one of those coincidences that he was, for us, the audience in episode 1, that he was looking through the security stuff and we see the murder take place on the security cameras, but the murder has nothing to do with the person that's keeping an eye on people.
And keep in mind that now the team won't know that they're being surveilled because the part of the van that got destroyed had the laptop in it.
Yeah.
So
I think they find a laptop and then that leads to them finding out maybe who was doing the surveillance stuff.
Right.
But I'm just trying to think. We got 13 episodes. I think this is going to be the main storyline throughout the entire season. Like you find out who the murderer is, and then that's the villain or connected to the villain.
Right.
But I'm just trying to think. They got to have like little twists and turns, and it wouldn't surprise me if one of the twists and turns is that the surveillance person, the person looking over and that's connected to it, isn't the murderer at all. That's just one of those things. Like I was doing this weird thing. You know, it's like when there's a peeping Tom looking through a window. It's like, hey, I was looking, I was having a good time, but I didn't stick a knife through that woman's head. Like that's what is sort of could be going on here. Hey, I've watched a lot of true crime stuff. There's been
that's what I'm saying.
Suspects.
Like I thought this season would be perfect for you because you watch a lot.
Well, that's why I'm absolutely hitting out of the park with these theories right now.
So we get, the death of
I like your little Mr. Burns, put your hands together. Excellent.
Yeah. We get the death of the gambler, who now Cindy is standing over him, and right before he's murdered, we hear like a growling noise. Theories on that? I think it's probably Solomon Grundy, but I don't know if they're doing that to throw us off. But it's
I wonder,
like Solomon Grundy to me.
I wonder if Cindy saw who did it, and she shooketh, as they say in France. Do you think that's possible, young DJ Erickson Loden?
Shooketh? Maybe. Possibly. Yeah. Any theories on who it was? Do we have any theories, or are we still sort of not sure?
Honestly, I think it was Dragon King, and he's shapeshifted into Cindy right there. I don't know. I'm just saying anything. I honestly, I have no clue because they gave us the big scary growly noise.
I'm gonna agree with Max Ezra Miller. I'm up there. It's a potential really meta take and commentary.
You know what?
I'm gonna go with that. Max Kripak, top of the list so far.
Actually, Ezra Miller. A better one. I have a better one, and it will go with everything that has been happening. It was the axe of Zaslav.
Oh no! And
we're seeing the beginning of the end.
So by the end of the series, he's going to kill off all the characters, so the show has to get canceled. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Daddy Zazzy is on the rampage.
I also did mention that the green stuff on Shade's powers looked like Iris's time sickness.
It did. I was confused what that was hinting at as well, because he also sort of pulled it from his eye. I was just trying to think what's green on the show, and I was like, okay, we have green land, but it's not going to be that. And then I was thinking, is it something I was thinking Dr. Midnight's goggles glow green? But
I have another question. Did anybody see when Beth's parents were being McGurst over her, and they showed her what her suit was gonna look like, and it's just a comic book image?
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, it's not gonna look like that on her because she's short. The person in the photo is tall and skinny. I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, you're not gonna. Is she really gonna have that suit?
I hope not.
I don't think she wants it. I think they're being really, really thirsty, and it's giving. I just want to be in your life now, and we're gonna be a tight-knit family more than ever.
So, the complete opposite of last season, where they didn't have anything to do with her.
So it's gonna be very irritating, but on purpose. And I honestly think they might end up getting in the way. And we thought one of her parents were gonna get killed last year. What if one of them gets killed, or more? hurt in a terrible way.
Well,
because they get in the way.
Yeah, that's one of my theories is that the murders are not going to end. It's going to be multiple murders this season. Do we all agree on that or no? Do you think there's going to be more than one character?
I don't think Gambler deserves to be the one murder that they unite to find.
Well, the thing about murder mysteries is someone that you think did it usually gets killed at some point because then you're like, oh, well, that was definitely the person. And then they get killed and you're like, wait a minute. If it wasn't them, then who was it? So I assume we're going to have multiple murders this season.
Well,
what do you think, Paige?
I don't think there will be. I think he's going to be the only murder in regards to like a murder and then like a mystery murder, if that makes sense. Like,
you don't think we won't get a bunch of like side
someone else might
and...
die, but it might just be in battle that we actually see who kills them.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you mean, or do you think there's going to be another person that's mysteriously
No, I think we
murdered?
might see one or two other people get murdered during the season to throw everybody off
by an unknown assailant.
That's what I think. But
well, strap yourselves in, people, for the next few weeks because I disagree.
Okay,
Let's see who's right, who's wrong.
Who's going to take
Eric's
the L?
Got a streak. Well, you got a streak of L's that extends greater than the Great Wall of China, Eric. So, I mean, I think I got some good confidence backing myself up.
Intro to Unicorn Team Eric member for 23 months says happy 250th. Thank you so much. And we have Eric Watkins with a $5 super chat chiming in.
I thought that was about to say Eric Wallace.
With a $5 super chat. People forget last season Brainwave told Yolanda he survived. We thought it was a dream, but maybe it wasn't.
Wait, people forget last season Brainwave told Yolanda he survived. We thought it was Eclipso's dream, but maybe it wasn't.
That was something that was key to her, though.
It was Yolanda's That's
what I thought, yeah.
PTSD dialed to 11 because of the darkness that Eclipso brought on the town.
That's what I thought too. So, yeah, I don't think. I mean, is it possible that Brainwave is out there floating around as like a telepathic creature?
Cloud,
maybe. But I don't think this season is going in that direction, to be honest. But thank you for the super chat. All right, the last thing about this is let's see, where is it at? So are we all in agreement that we think that maybe we're not all in agreement that Mr. Bones and Helix is going to tie into this somehow? I mean, I think it pretty much is a given, correct? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, no, maybe. Yeah. Wait, say that again.
Do we think that this murder mystery is going to tie into Mr. Bones and Helix?
Oh, yeah, I think it will. It just matters in what way. What way, shape, form, all of the above, Eric.
Somebody that says the Thinker was doing the cameras.
The Thinker AI taking over the cameras.
We all know that it's Oliver Queen on the cameras as the Spectre, all right? Jesus.
So since we're wrapping up Stargirl, I wonder what the chat thinks. Give us your score from 1 to 10. Did you enjoy? Did you not enjoy the episode? What did you think of it? I thought it was a great kickoff to a murder mystery. I don't think it was as exciting as like last year's first episode, but it's a different vibe. Even the way they filmed it was different. Did you notice that? Like it was filmed differently. Like it looked like a different type of show. It's almost like each season they change the way they direct the whole series.
I think it's meant to fit into the whole, because even last season was filmed almost like an 80s horror, 90s horror movie in a lot of ways, especially when it came to the specific scenes. And this one even just opens up with like creating like the setting for the town, and it's happy and all that, but then there's a murder that happens.
I was thinking like when they, started showing like the town or whatever, it gave me the vibe of, oh, you guys filmed this season literally right before they started letting people come back outside again, huh? But then you started seeing the people, but it still wasn't as much. I wonder why, because I mean, even the Vancouver shows had more.
Well, this would have been in Atlanta too, right? So
yeah, so I mean, it was even.
Atlanta was popping off before the restrictions even went away, and I know that for a fact.
So it's like, what happened? Like, it's still, the town felt like a ghost town, as if you compare it to what it was in the first season. Last season, I get, but even the other shows had people outside, so it still felt weird. Maybe that's a part of the reason why people don't want to People don't really want to tune in. because
there's no extras walking in the background.
because it sometimes feels empty.
Paige said because there's not extras walking in the background. That's funny.
Because it feels
Oh my god! I'm not saying 20 people that won't say a line. I'm done. I'm done with the show. I'm not watching it. That's ridiculous.
You'd be surprised how many people are like, "Oh my god, I watch TV to get away from."
Well, you know what's funny is if you go back to like the Flash season 6, it's definitely like empty.
7.
Empty. Or season 7.
It was
It is
so bad.
definitely empty.
The episode where they're like saving, rebuilding Central City, and I'm like, "Who's rebuilding it? Just the Star Labs people and this random news reporter?"
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I think I would probably, I'm not doing numeric scores, but in my review I think I gave it like a B. What did you think overall? Did you guys enjoy the premiere or not? You don't have to give a number. I'm just curious if you liked it or didn't like it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm honestly, I'm very excited about what this season can bring, and I hope we get more. That's all I can say. I hope we get more after this.
And Paige, you liked it, right? Stargirl is generally, you like the show. Like no, like I don't think Stargirl's had any bad episodes, right?
I can confirm I enjoyed the episode, Eric.
Okay, good. Because we were all wondering. We were all just sitting here wondering whether or not. All right, so Paige has one of his 2 videos to share.
We'll give it a break. We'll do this one and then we'll do one in.
Well, we'll do this and then we'll talk about a few stories and then we'll come back.
Yeah, and then we'll do the next one.
Can I give my comic book hauls after this?
Your comic book hauls? How many do you have?
Well, just one. Just what I picked up today.
Okay, all right. Naruto with a $5 super chat. Team Eric member. Eric Wheeler, I saw the She-Hulk stole your classic twerks at the end. Actually, they were better than me. I have to bow down to the queens of twerk. I can't do it quite as well as they can. So, well, I mean, Megan's definitely a queen of twerk.
Oh shit! I just got rid of that accidentally.
She's got the body yaddy 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 yaddy.
God, that scene was awesome.
Here we go. I don't think I've watched the whole thing. I did see a little bit of it, but anyway, here we go.
So this is as you know, we've been going for 200. I'll give a little bit of a preface for this.
All right.
We've been going for 250 episodes. So we've been reached out to by Warner Brothers. This might be axed though. This might be shelved. I'm not too sure, but we got a special teaser. I don't want to say it's a trailer. It's just sort of like a hype up video for our feature film. Eric has been cast as multiple characters. I think you get to see one of them in this trailer. But yeah, there's some surprises. So enjoy the teaser trailer to Afterparty, the feature film. Yeah.
With the Allspark gone, we cannot return life to our planet. And fate has yielded its reward. A new world to call home. We live among its people now, hiding in plain sight, but watching over them in secret, waiting, protecting. I have witnessed their capacity for courage, and though we are worlds apart, like us, there's more to them than meets the eye. I am Optimus Prime, and I send this message to any surviving Autobots taking refuge among the stars. We are here. We are waiting.
Oh my God. Is that in pre-production?
That is in pre-post and just everything production because I have no idea if this is getting canceled or not.
Where did you get that picture of me from?
I have no idea. I asked someone to get it.
That is so
old.
old.
My God.
My question is what you and Canada Grass are doing on that card.
I know. What was going on with that?
I don't know.
And Ben is still very young. He's always.
And apparently your 2 Erics equal Ben, apparently. But
oh. Look, here's the question. What's Lance and CG doing? I don't know.
I don't know. That was hilarious though.
That was Look, people, where can I buy my tickets? So
When you can buy tickets, I don't know. You might have to funeral screening. Maybe I'm not too sure. I can say
Skyhawk says, I'm scared of what the after party has transformed. It looked meta, very meta. Transformed
I get
into.
it. Ha ha ha. Get it on Lance in Canada.
It's missing Mark Guggenheim.
How did you get Eric Wallace?
No. So if Mark Guggenheim was originally cast, and then Eric Wallace was recast in the role, so that's where there was some recasting.
Complete race swap and everything, huh? All right.
Yeah, they got woke. Yeah, like they.
All right. Well, moving on from that.
That was hilarious.
Here's the next fun fact. Are we ready for another question? Let's do another fun fact. What show did I make for years that Paige originally gave me a shout out for that went away and just turned into what the after party kind of is now? What was a weekly series that I was doing? And Lance, you probably don't know this one.
No.
But I'm curious, somebody in the chat knows what is the old school weekly series that I used to do that I don't do anymore that Paige originally gave me a shout out for. Let me give everybody a chance. Because it was a specific thing that I did that nobody else did. Nobody does it anymore. Other people tried to do it, but mine was the most successful, I have to say.
Oh, flex. Okay.
The most successful. But I used to do it every single week. And I tried to do it again with like after a year break, but it did like the shows were, it was weird. Like, because I think the shows got shifted to like a Sunday when they moved to a Sunday, and then I couldn't do it at the beginning of the week anymore because I'd have to do a video on a Sunday and it just didn't. Sunday videos don't
scattered that were airing all at different times.
Yeah.
Like there's only like 2 shows on or something.
Several people got it right. It was the originally titled, before Paige even gave it a shout out, The Rant and Preview, which was a play on the Rant and Review series, which is what my reviews originally were because I just screamed and yelled a lot in my reviews. So, and then it became the Multiverse Mega Video, which was a better title. And that was when I started talking about other things besides like Arrowverse stuff. So there we go. That was the OG shout out series that I did. We have a super chat here from Staggervore. 499. Has anybody heard anything about Sweet Tooth season 2? I know it's coming out. I just don't know when
it's
coming
filming.
out.
I think now, or maybe just finished filming or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I like season 1. So
I haven't watched season. I don't know. I just never got around to it. But I have to say, did you watch Rings of Power?
Yeah, I did.
I've only watched the first episode. I'm going to watch the second because I want to make sure I can sit there and focus on it. You know,
it's it was very cinematic. I think it's like obvious they spent a lot of money on it. And apparently it pulled in 25 million viewers, contrary to all of the negativity surrounding the series. 25 million viewers. So that's pretty impressive, I have to say.
And makes you wonder how many people signed up to Amazon Prime to watch it as well.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Amethyst, this is one of the reasons that hurt my my mega videos, because I did used to use the live viewing, but after a while it was like a battle in the comment section. People that wanted me to talk about them, and then I wouldn't, because they didn't matter at a certain point. At a certain point, they became a non-factor. So after 7 days, when I would do the mega video and pull up the stats from the previous week, it started to make things look bad when they were still doing good. And so people argued and wanted me to continue to use the numbers, and I just didn't want to do them anymore. And so, yeah, it made those videos not fun.
Not fun.
Not fun. Anybody watching House of the Dragon? Yeah, I'm watching it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Tomorrow, new episode.
Yeah.
Episode 2 was... I like the ending. I won't spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it, but I like what they set up. I'm very curious to see where it leads, like the show as a whole, like once we get X amount of seasons deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, are we meant to see is it show end with the birth of Daenerys, or...
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, because
the death of the Mad
there's going to be
like,
multiple seasons, so...
Well, yeah, with the season 2, but like... It's the same with the Lord of the Rings, with the Rings of Power, like... Because I saw people complaining, it's like, oh, it's not going to have Sauron. And I'm like, the show is called The Rings of Power. It's literally about how the Rings of Power were created, which includes the My Precious, one ring.
Yeah.
People complain so early. It's ridiculous.
It is. Well, okay, so I have a theory about that, and I'm going to answer this first, and then I'm going to go into that because it's rant time. It is rant time. So Angel says, Eric, what happened to your doesn't hold up videos? So those were done with my brother and Omega typically, and my brother's work schedule is completely screwed up at the moment because he didn't have a regular job for like 2 years. So he's working a lot, and apparently his computer's also messed up. So that's the big issue at the moment. Okay. So, Paige, you know that for years I was notoriously known for like asking too many questions at the beginning of something, right?
Yeah.
Like
when I handed out L's usually.
You did.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I think it was like 2 or 3 seasons ago, I'm like, okay, there's no point in a show that's like 8, 13, 20 episodes long to want everything answered in the first episode. Because at that point, are you watching the show or do you want like a Wikipedia page that just tells you everything that's supposed to happen? Because it doesn't make sense. Like these are characters that have to be introduced, a story has to be set up, and then you have to follow that journey. And fair enough if you get to the end of the season and then you look back and you're like, oh, I wish they would have answered this question. I wish you would have answered that question. But a lot of the negativity around these shows is about things that people want to happen like right at the beginning. And the shows just came out. Like, how do you want to watch the show? Or do you want a cliff notes of the show? Do you want like one of those like, oh, what happened in season 1 in 60 seconds? Like you have to let the story happen. And fair enough if you get to the end of the season and you're disappointed with that, but complaining about it in the first episode, I mean, come on. You're not even giving them a shot. Yeah. That's my rant. It's like, I just feel like people are expecting too much. And this goes for everything. This goes for She-Hulk. It goes for Rings of Power. It goes for House of the Dragon. Anything new that comes out, you really just need to give it a chance to tell the story before you complain. Fair enough if you complain about little things that happen in the episode, but when it comes to the story and the characters, wait for the season to get done.
Yeah, it's like reading a book. You don't open the first page and go, oh no, skip to page 430 or something and see what happens there. Like you the whole point is the journey. You journey, and then if you enjoy that destination, then it adds to it even more. I don't know why people I know, it confuses the hell out of me. Like one of my favorite things about starting a new show is not knowing what comes next. Right. That's why my favorite show last year was that Mayor of Easttown, because I had no idea where it was going. I had no idea who the killer was. And then when it was revealed, blew my mind. I was like, oh shit, didn't even think it was that person. If you haven't watched Mayor of Easttown, go watch it. Amazing. Favorite show last year.
I also want to point out, I've said this before, and I don't know if Lance has been here when I've talked about it. I know Paige's been here. One of the hardest things to do when you review content, for me anyway, is reviewing the first episode of a brand new show. Because you really don't know enough to give 100%. Like when Naomi came out, my first review was like really difficult to do because you're just meeting the characters. Yep. It's not a movie. It is a TV show, meaning that more is going to come after that. So it's really weird. Fair enough if you're in season 2 and you've known all of these characters for a full season and you still have questions and you still have issues with them and the writing doesn't gel for you. That's one thing. But the first episode of a brand new show, come on, like, seriously?
And it's weird that they're complaining about, especially like Lord of the Rings or Rings of Power and House of the Dragon, because they're both in familiar worlds. Like, sure, Rings of Power isn't set in the cinematic one because of licensing deals, which is a bit annoying.
But we know this world. We've spent a lot of time in Middle Earth.
Middle Earth.
I just don't get it. Like there's a lot of complaints that I can deal with. You don't like the special effects. You don't like the makeup. You don't like the soundtrack. All of those things are valid. But I see so many people complaining about like this character and that character and how their story is being done and how answer this question now. Like, give it a chance. Like, give a chance for these characters to have at least a few episodes under their belt before you start complaining about it.
Yeah, like the thing is, if I see someone like completely like 100% complaining about Rings of Power, I'm like, you're just doing it. Because there's things that like I don't like, at least based off the first episode, like just need to stress, I've only watched the first episode. I'll watch the second one probably tonight. Like, I have, and also Galadriel is, I think, like just hasn't been. I'm just questioning like her decisions, but I'm assuming that that's explained in episode 2, if not episode 3, because I've seen people like say that it's sort of like pushed forward a bit more.
Mm.
But like, I like the hobbits. Well, they're halfwoods, whatever they call them. They're not hobbits.
Harfoots, I think they call them.
Well, it's a halfwood is a hobbit, but they don't call it a hobbit.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
The elves are probably the ones I'm not the biggest. It's just because it's all dialogue at the moment, and like when you think of elves, or you think of like the battles and stuff like that. When you think of Lord of the Rings, like the cool armor and stuff, or Legolas, stuff like that.
So here's the thing, and Max, this is something that I deal with all the time, and this is not personal to you, Max. Do not take this personally. Yes, there are going to be people who are critics that do give good critiques, but that's not a defense for the people that are bashing, attacking, and trying to get these shows canceled. Like, those two things are not mutually exclusive things. You can have critics that are actually trying to give critical feedback, like saying, I didn't like the soundtrack. I would prefer if the soundtrack were this. That is a critique. Going, I hate elves. They look ugly. How can their skin be a different color? That's not a critique. That is just complaining at that point.
I'll tell you what. You know what will be my Joker?
What's that?
If they do what they're doing with House of the Dragon and Rings of Power to Harry Potter, I will put myself in more ways than one.
Yeah.
I have ideas. So
another thing I've also seen people complain about how it looks, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Look at other TV shows that was only really one cheap, and look at this one.
At least in the first episode, there was only one scene which looked like it was a reshoot. So they didn't have like the
which
set
one
and everything.
Which one do you think?
It was with Elrond and I think Galadriel, and it just looked fully green screen. Like the cutting wasn't amazing.
I'm gonna assume anything that gets reshot for something like that has to be done on a green screen.
It looked like it was reshot, and it wasn't necessarily that it looked bad on its own. It cut back to another scene which looked like it was from the original filming and just didn't match that well. But it was literally like 15 seconds, and I was like, oh, when I saw it. But everything else looked awesome. It looked like it cost $60 million an episode. Especially like even that opening war scene as well, when you see the fall of Morgoth or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, but like that was cool. Awesome. It looked better than the movies.
This is another thing, Defunct, that gets under my skin, and people argue with me about this all the time. If you are complaining about something before the first episode even comes out and you haven't seen any footage of it and you just read interviews and stuff, then how am I supposed to expect you to watch it and be unbiased about your thoughts on it? Like, how are you supposed to go into it when you've already convinced yourself that you don't like it?
That's the problem with She-Hulk.
And also, I think some of the complaints I've seen about, like, especially about like Rings of Power, and they say it's like slow. I'm like, the movies are slow. The movies are slow as hell, but they're great. That's the whole point. Because they build up, and the end product is so satisfying. I mean, have you sat down and watched the extended? I did that last year, and it's like what I think, like, Matt, if you include the Hobbit extended cuts, you're there for like a day and a half.
Absolutely. So this is one of the things I was telling people, right? Like, so I have the Blu-rays with like all the additional like full, because the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings is one of those weird things where they put all of the additional scenes in you can watch a cut that has all of it in there.
Yeah.
So, and those are like 5 hours long. It takes a 3-hour movie and turns it into like a 5-hour thing. So in order to watch all of it, it's like 10 hours of time for each trilogy to watch all of those additional things. So I'm okay with it. I will say my only issue with it, and I guess we're just gonna have to get used to it, is the jumping around it does, because there's just so many locations that they're telling stories from.
Well, I think there's like 20. I think it's 23 or something series regulars. Which is
if I had one criticism of it, that would be my only criticism. Is that there's a lot of jumping,
but they have to.
No, they absolutely have to. I totally agree.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the Rings of Power are like divided amongst all the groups, so they have to show the groups.
Yeah. Are you watching it, Lance?
Do I have to watch like the Lord of the Rings film?
This is a prequel. This is a prequel. So
it's a prequel, just like House of the Dragon.
Yeah, you can literally start it from the beginning in your phone.
There's only like 3 characters: Elrond, Galadriel, and Sauron.
But the thing is, this is their origin, so technically you don't need to know anything about them.
And technically, Sauron's not in the movies; he's in like a flashback in the movies. So So there's only 2 characters, and they're different. Or Elrond's sort of like in the same vein, I guess, but Galadriel's different.
Yeah.
Like, this is a different Galadriel. So like, there's no weird comparisons or like, oh, I have to watch the movies. It's just like it give you a reference.
Well, yeah, they are vastly different things. Which the other ones were like these high budget like fantasy films, and this is a TV show, and it's done with a different creator.
And they were pretty much like adaptations straight up from the book.
Yeah,
like Peter Jackson didn't change much.
Yeah, those were like, I want to take the books and just turn them into films, whereas this is like, we want to create a world that's more modern. It's a modern take on what Lord of the Rings is.
And it's not based off really a book. They took like notes from J.R. Tolkien's son, I think it was, or something.
Yeah.
Like all these like appendices, I think it is what they call them, attached to, you know, and it's also, I think the events of this are mentioned in or referenced in Return of the King.
Yeah.
But it's like not in like extreme detail.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of controversy around it about stuff that I don't give a shit about. Like, they just don't.
Oh,
they want to put people of different colors.
There's a black hobbit.
Okay,
I can't stand it. There's a black hobbit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't.
There's multiple.
I can't be bothered because I feel like that's such a stupid thing to get upset about. I mean, if you want to be mad about it, be mad about it. It doesn't bother me at all, honestly.
I'll tell you what. I haven't, because it's only in I haven't been able to see a proper reference of it past because I've only watched episode 1. But they did a good job, like with the Hobbit stuff, if that makes sense. I'm interested to see how like the size difference and how they film that.
Oh, you mean so they get that forced perspective, so it looks like
you know how they did the Ian McKellen stuff, and they put like all the like the weird.
Yeah.
They did it really well in the Hobbit.
Look, this is so funny. Time to make 1,000 videos on it. Yeah. You know, the old Eric would have probably been like, 5 videos a day. Yeah. I mean, I would. I see, the reason why I have a very unique perspective on that kind of content is that was the kind of stuff that I started out kind of making, was like outrage stuff. Like, it wasn't as bad as what it is now, but it was definitely like early Philip DeFranco, like clickbait titles and thumbnails and stuff like that. And I got away from that because it made me feel bad making content like that all the time.
So you were emergency awesome?
No, it was not emergency. I was not no. I used to watch his videos back when he actually did like just straight up like news stuff. And then his videos got a little weird for me. And I haven't watched in a long time. But I know a lot of people still like him, I think, right? Do people still watch his channel? I'm not sure. So
I tried to, but
Mecha Mike with the $2 super chat. Did y'all watch Samaritan? I have not, but I know it came out this week, right? That's the one with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, I've heard it's like okay. I'm actually it's not bad, but it's just nothing amazing. It just has like some interesting commentary, I guess.
I'll be honest, I was a little worried because I'm like, is this them just trying to market off of the superhero genre and do like a drama or something, or is there actual superhero stuff in it? Because that's kind of, because he's retired and I know there's flashbacks, so I wasn't sure. I don't know. I know a lot of people love the rant and reviews, but to be honest, it just became a problem because I got tired of cultivating people that hated the shows. I would rather have people that are willing to give it a shot than literally just getting people coming in and being mad. Yeah, I like Philly D. I've known Philip DeFranco since he started on YouTube. Like, I was friends with him on Facebook for years. Like in the early era of YouTube, back in like 2007, 2008, everybody knew everybody. And I was part of that early era before I took a long break. And so a lot of the bigger YouTubers from back in that period, there's only a few of them that are still around, and Philip DeFranco is one of them. And like his content or not, you got to respect his hustle. I mean, he has created like a little mini empire around his content. So, 3Dub goes old Eric. So Eric is real like Benjamin Button. No, Eric is hopefully a leveled up version of that. If we're going back to the Eric Wallace way of doing it. Okay, so Paige, you have something down below. Is this?
Yeah, this is the second video.
Oh no! Okay,
Uh-oh.
Everyone, get ready. This one, I have no idea what it is. I have no idea. All right. Oh, Paige, here you go. This is for you. There you go.
That's Fine Hero's Journey. You can
Wow.
watch the DC TV show all you want. It's all good. It's all good, my brother. It's all good. Let's move on from
All
that
right.
silly comment.
All right.
Okay, so
am I going to get? So you know that they're coming after people now, right? So is this going to get me a copy?
no. It's if anything's copyright, it's under 15 seconds, so you're all good. And
all
it's
right.
it's like altered anyway. So
all right, here we go.
It would have been better if Canada Grass was here for this for a specific reason.
Okay.
But we'll wait and see. Okay, so here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, edge.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Welcome to the top 5 after party moments by Jordan Kent from Jordan's Jam. At number 5, what light?
The thong song at the end.
Yep,
Yeah.
this is the song season.
So for me, top
Dumps
worst.
like a truck. Yeah.
Top worst.
Truck.
Immediately. Top worst. That's where I'm going to put it.
The flashlight. No, not flashlight. Shake weight.
What are you?
And at numbers 4, 3, 2 and 1. Canada Graphs verbally abuses minimum wage employee at 3 a.m.
What?
What?
Your 24-hour location. Did you just fucking wave me off? I'll be telling your fucking manager about this. Your 24-hour location. What the fuck are you doing closed? Then why does it say 24
this
hours
real?
on the fucking website? You're the only fucking 24-hour location downtown. Fucking clean up when the other ones are open, then you
What is-
loser.
What the fuck is up, Kyle? No, what did you say? What the fuck, dude? Step the fuck up, Kyle. These nuts. Got him.
I had not seen anything of that was a complete surprise.
Oh God. Okay.
Wait. So
What did you get?
what was that from?
What?
The clip, the fighting clip. Is that from a live stream? The Canada Graphs, right?
Oh, someone sent it to me and I thought it was hilarious. So
Where is he at? Where are you at, Canada Graphs?
that's why I wanted Canada Grass. My favorite thing was the Lance and Eric's eyes at the beginning. That was one of my favorite one.
You gotta show that. Here we go.
Yeah.
Wednesday, my dudes.
Do you know what video this is from?
No,
The Legends of Tomorrow trailer reaction when what's her name? She's in like the pile of Bebos.
Is it
Mona.
Is it-
Mona.
Oh yeah.
She's in the pile of Bebos. This is you reacting to that moment.
Welcome to the
Oh my god.
Oh.
Where's Canada Graphs when you need him? I'm surprised he's not here actually.
Well, yeah, I'm just a bit disappointed. I wish he
Oh my
was.
gosh.
Nah.
So you have to answer for that, Canada Graphs. Mecha Mike with a $2 super chat. Eric, do you watch
Transformers
Christian
FBI
Harloff? Who is
meme.
Christian Harloff? Does anybody know who that is?
What's the Transformers FBI meme? Oh,
Is this a Christian Harloff? It sounds familiar. Who is that?
he's the guy from did the stuff with John Campia, whatever it was called.
Oh, from the Schmoes, Schmoes Nose or whatever. Collider guy. No, I don't watch him, but I know who he is. I just don't know much about him. Was there a question about him? Oh, well.
Symbiote? No, he's not playing Dark Side. I don't know why people started saying that. He's playing Bruno Manhattan.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about that story then, since that's being brought up. We have this here. This is from Dragon Con, which normally I'm at, but I was not at this year.
Edgy.
Is that a flex?
Usually, yeah. So Superman and Lois adds its season 3 big bad, and it's Chad Coleman. Again, this was at Dragon Con. We're not going to go too deep into this because it is a developing story. We don't know too much about it, but they're believing that he's going to be playing Bruno Mannheim in Superman and Lois season 3, which is also weird because you guys remember he was from where he played in the Arrowverse already as Tobias Church in Arrow. So, thoughts on this, anybody?
Initially, I forgot that he was in Arrow. I was like, oh, I liked him on Walking Dead. And I was like, oh, shit, yeah, he was on Arrow. I forgot about that because he was only in it was like the first half of season 5 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm still trying to figure out what the FBI meme is from Transformers.
Lance, any thoughts on this at all? Are you happy to have him on? I mean, he's a good actor.
Yeah, I liked him more so from when he was on The Walking Dead. Played one of my favorite characters, Tyrese or Tyree. Was it Reese?
Yeah, that was from the earlier seasons, right?
Yeah, when it was good.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. Maybe he punches Clark in the face.
Naruto with a $5 super chat, Team Eric member. Everyone talking about a potential superverse, but what if we got a Starverse, meaning Stargirl?
Can we? I mean, was Jay Garrick on his when he was on Earth 3? Was that the Jay Garrick verse? They're just on a separate Earth.
Until there's another show. If it's only one show, it's not a verse, right? I mean, it's just them.
Supergirl was on her own Earth. Was she?
See, Lance really hates the idea
Earth?
of the Superverse, right? That's you hate that.
I hate the idea because it's like you're putting too much faith in them. Like they don't care about us. Symbiote just oh god. Can you bring that up, please?
Which one? Where's that?
Bruno Mannheim.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Can we not go there? Darkseid is an alien with a half helmet on his head. He doesn't have a race. Jimmy Olsen is a white guy with red hair. On Supergirl, he was like 6 feet tall and bald, all in black. It doesn't matter. I think he makes
taller than 6 foot on Supergirl. He was like 6'3" or something.
Yeah, I was saying, how tall is he? He's tall. He's a tall guy.
Yeah,
Tyler Hoechlin's 6 foot. So, and Jimmy Olsen was over him, towering.
Here we go, Lance, just for you. For Gotham Knights. How about the Gotham verse?
Oh god, I get headaches. But can I do my comic haul? I think
yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
so I got the 2022 annual. Flash, Love on the Run. I don't know what's up with them in Flash and Love, but
it's a curse now, I think.
Then I got the Dark Crisis tie-in. 784. They finally found Barry because, well, he was missing for some reason again.
Again, for like how many times now?
Yeah. And then you got the other one where it's like a crossover of all the Flashes. Apparently they found Barry and he was driving a Flash-inspired car. Don't ask. I don't know. Then
I thought you said you had one. This is more than one.
Well, I'm saying it's not I have one haul. It's not
okay. Got it.
But got my Miles Morales collection. Do you like his new suit?
I'll be honest, I like the original suit better. But
it kind of has underneath the hoodie, it is kind of like the original suit.
I don't know. There's something very like street about that first suit that I really liked. So
yeah. And then I got the other Black Adam tie-in.
Oh, for the movie? All right.
Cyclone. The first issue I liked more because I'm looking forward to Aldous Hodge's interpretation of Carter Hall. So
yeah. So I did see that the actress that played Cyanide passed away. I'm like, is that show cursed? What is going on?
Apparently she randomly got sick. Why these pages are out here saying she was the star of Black Lightning and she only showed up like a handful of times. I don't know.
Yeah. So here's a story that I will probably not cover, but we're just going to mention it for a second. David Ramsey once again is teasing Green Lantern. I'm just tired. Pagey's gonna punish me because he'll probably do a video about this. We were talking about it earlier, so I'm just gonna.
I just want him to shut up. Like, why are you guys letting him say this stuff? Because either he doesn't know it's on a separate Earth, or he does and he just didn't phrase this right again. Because it wouldn't. He's making it seem like it would be the same Diggle and the same Green.
That's what I don't understand. It is like, so now this other Diggle also got a Green Lantern ring. So his story is completely the same. But this other Diggle wasn't suffering like our Diggle was. So his ring doesn't cause. I'm so confused. I don't even know where to go with this one. Anyway, Pagey's going to punish me. He'll do a video about it. He'll break it all down for you guys. I'm not going to talk about that anymore.
I just really want to know, like, when is he going to stop? He could have got on there on that panel and talked about anything else. He could say, I can't comment on it. Even Colton Haynes got up there and just talked about how he was supposed to have a love triangle between Oliver and Felicity. I'm sure Pagey would have loved to seen that. And that basically they had the CW people had something against redheads because they wouldn't let him dye his hair red.
I saw your post about that. Yeah.
I'm like, you could have talked about that stuff, but no, you want to get up here and set the internet on fire because you can't shut up.
Is this a screenshot you want me to pull up, Pagey?
Maybe.
That one?
Romance. That the Afterparty gave birth to. If the Afterparty didn't exist, this romance would not exist. Just
that picture of Lance is hilarious. Like, look at that lineup.
I was like 23 in that picture.
Well, and now you're 23 in May. There may be in Canada Grouse.
So this is another one that kind of has me worried, which is the Blue Beetle movie. Which, I mean, do we still think this is going to happen or not?
Yeah, but why are they? Did he come out and say that this is what they told him when he was
okay? No. So what is said here is it's basically Walter Hamada, or the actor did reveal something during the audition process for Blue Beetle. He was informed how important the character is to the franchise. The current head of DC Films, Walter Hamada, who is going to be leaving soon, told Marduena during the audition process that the character of Jaime Reyes and Blue Beetle were very important for the future of DCEU. The casting process was looking to not just hire a face, but someone who can be a believable human and give the character depth. Hamada saying Blue Beetle was an important part of the DCEU future is interesting and provides some context for what the executive has planned for the future of the franchise, which doesn't matter because he's not going to be around. Blue Beetle, alongside Batgirl and other announced projects like Static Shock and Zatanna, showed the studio was looking to expand their universe outside of the most popular named heroes like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Funny they mentioned those three because those were literally the three that Zaslav showed in his slideshow. They wanted to put a greater emphasis on diversity in terms of race and gender in the superheroes, as well as spotlight younger and likely carry the franchise to the future. And then here it says, however, it's unclear how Blue Beetle will factor into the new 10-year DC plan, which I still don't think exists. Warner Brothers Discovery David Zaslav has for the brand, while Hamada reportedly being replaced by the Lego movie director or producer Dan Lin as the head of DC Films. There's a good chance those original plans are now scrapped, which is why I don't understand this whole article. While it is 11 months until Blue Beetle's release, the change in leadership leaves a lot of uncertainty around the future of the DCEU. Do we think we're going to get this film or no? What do you think?
Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but there was also wasn't like rumors that like they got involved in like gang wars in was it Puerto Rico or something like that?
Did they?
Yeah, it was like stuff where they were filming in was it Puerto Rico or something like that, where they got caught in like a gang war or something like that to stop filming.
Oh, I didn't see anything about that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, all the comments by Walter Hamada about this are kind of unnecessary or they're irrelevant now because of the fact that he's not going to be in charge of any of this moving forward. So I'll tell you this, I am very worried about this movie. I think this movie fits into that same space that Batgirl did. And I don't think they'd have a problem getting rid of this film.
I mean, except this one is actually going to theaters. And I don't think Zaslav wants to be that racist.
I mean, have you seen the stuff he's said and done?
That's also true. But I want to see this. Although if it, I want to see. I want to see this because, like I said, I've been a huge fan of Zolo Mandela for a while since I've seen
Wait, say his name again.
Zolo Mandela. I don't know.
It's Sholo.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, Sholo Marijuana or something, isn't it?
Marijuanas, yes.
Yeah.
Marijuanas.
Yes.
So Sholo Marijuanas. I've been a fan of his.
Now who's the racist one? Just exposing yourself. Like,
there we
wow.
go.
Talk about flipping the tables.
I've been a fan of his since Cobra Kai started, and since I started watching, and I'd love to see him as Jaime Reyes. Minor flex on Eric for calling him Jamie and then saying Amy, basically.
I thought it was Jaime.
It's Jaime.
I thought it was Hami, isn't it? Is what they say in Smallville?
It's Jaime.
No, that's what you say to Aunt May when you go to her house. That's
Is Ben casting a spell on us right now? Is that what's happening here? Or
this. Well, I'm not too sure. I'm very curious about the context behind this picture, as to because I don't think Ben would be worthy of being a wizard.
I want to know.
I think he would be a squib.
I want to know why Ben is two different shades.
oh, well, you know.
Oh, he fell asleep on the beach with a towel in his head. Yeah.
Staggervore with the 4-9 super chat. Yeah, go ahead.
So my sister used to live in Byron Bay. So I went up to see her once, and I tan really quickly. You know, I get black as hell like super quick. So this was like it was sunny up there, but it was sort of like cloudy down here.
Pages
so you get
black
like
confirmed.
You get like just paler and stuff as the winter goes on. Went up there, was on the beach, fell asleep with my hand across my chest, woke up, looked like I'd been slapped by Jack Frost or something like that. Because everything was tanned around my big freaking handprint. I looked like an idiot walking down the street. Looked like a Fruit Loop.
You should have gotten a tattoo around it and then just had that as a tattoo.
Anyway, so terrible idea from Eric, number 74 for this stream.
Staggervore with 4-9 super chat. I'm hoping for Blue Beetle, but if it gets scrapped, I wouldn't be. That's where I'm kind of at. Like, I want it to happen, but if they were, honestly, I'm so, I guess, just not even fazed by the bad decisions WB's been making that I wouldn't be surprised if they scrap it. I don't want them to, but
WB is just digging themselves into a bigger hole. Like one of the producers that's been there for a while is like quitting now. Like,
let's get into some more drama. How about that? Let's do some more drama. This one is coming from Aquaman 2.
What came from that recently?
Yaya Abdul II says acting in movies like Aquaman is clown work.
But what was the full quote? Because I don't think
that's what I'm going to read. I'm going to read the full quote here. Right here, it's right here.
He called them too.
Here goes. Everything should be about getting to the truth, but sometimes you got to know which movie or genre you're in. Something like Aquaman, that's clown's work. Aquaman is not the trial of Chicago 7. You've got to get over yourself. That's the full quote. Now, my issue here isn't the sentiment. I kind of understand in the bigger spectrum what he's saying. He is saying that Aquaman is something that he personally feels is just one of those movies where you're having fun and you're kind of not taking it too seriously. Whereas like The Trial of Chicago 7 is a very serious film and it's different in terms of acting. However, and this is what I said on Twitter, the term clown's work, it should never have been used in this. I don't care if it's an insider word. I don't care if it's a word that actors use with each other. This is not something you say to the general public. It's just not good to use that terminology because it immediately takes it to like a bad place.
Oh no, I think you might be overreacting because I think
I'm overreacting. Literally, the entire internet feels that way. Like I'm not the only person.
But the majority of people are silly, Eric, and don't think twice.
So would you be offended if somebody called your profession clown's work? Would you be mad about that?
Well, no, because I think he's just saying on Aquaman, it's intentionally like we saw the first Aquaman. It went to be campy.
I understand that, but some people would not like for their job to be called clown's work.
Yeah, but I think he's saying like how he approaches Aquaman is in that fashion
as a clown. Like that is offensive.
Yeah, as his role.
Like
he goes in there and he acts all very like 90s. Like
his character was not clownish though. His character had a serious storyline.
His character wore a big fishbowl on his
No,
head.
I understand the suit, but his actual storyline was his father was an emotional scene. So
Yeah,
I want to believe that
did
he's
fine,
taking it seriously, not that he's being a clown.
I think Malik is overreacting in the comment section.
What is he saying?
That
I don't know. I think it's a whole lot.
I think he's a great actor, so I wouldn't go that far.
I just think it's a whole lot of nothing. I think it's just him saying, yeah, Aquaman, I go in there and be campy, and that's what it is. Because that outside of that scene, a lot of this stuff is that like a typical cliche, over the top, and like, as I said, like campy, like 90s action stuff. I mean, we got like him building a sequence to what's the band called?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I got all the time in the world. What that song is.
But I understand what you're saying, but coming from the perspective of people that would actually be involved with an industry, because a lot of times what I do for a living gets said, things are said about it that the general public assumes is negative, right? Because it's not perceived as like a quote unquote real job. So I think from that perspective, I would be offended if somebody called what I did, regardless of their context, clown's work. I think it's meant to be offensive, not only to people that are actually clowns and do that for a living, but the people in the movie industry that work on this. I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's like cancel him, get rid. I don't think it's that. Like, I don't think it's that far. He's an amazing actor, and I loved him in this role, and I obviously will see him in the second one when it comes out. I just don't think this isn't terminology he should have used.
He said that they twisted his words, though, so I don't know. Like, he called out
maybe.
article.
Variety's not usually one of those places that does that, though.
They all are, Eric. It's called.
He called out every single Variety article.
He did not dispute that term. He did not say that he didn't. Like, he said they twisted his words, but he did not clarify what he said because he had no response to it. He's posted memes, which is what Paigey would do, but he hasn't really clarified it. I just think that term, if that is exactly what he said, it just makes me a little bit disappointed that that's how he perceives the career of the people that do those kinds of things. Because clown's work is $1 billion franchise. I don't know what he's talking about. But if I could make $1 billion being a fucking clown, then put a nose on me and let me dance down the street. That's all I got to say.
What would your clown name be?
Paigey.
No, it'd be L. It'd be Longo or something like that.
It would be Paigey the Ben Dover. That would be it.
Mo Lester.
You know, I wouldn't call myself the Bend Over because you do have those people with clown fetishes. And I would hate to be you one day, you know, just at a party.
Well,
the creeps.
Wait, who has a clown fetish? What are we talking about here?
Some people have clown fetish.
Well, I heard that.
I have heard of people scared of clowns, but really,
hey, you see some stuff on Law and
All
Order
right.
and Criminal Minds, all right?
All right.
You see some stuff.
What are you gonna say, Paigey?
Well, I was going to say, if they got the clown fetish, they better stick away from John Wayne Gacy reborn whenever he shows up again.
We're not even gonna do
What's
that.
his name? Bongo? No, not Bozo. That's Eric.
So Introverted said that it's been listed as a direct quote in Variety. So I guess that's, unless they completely just made it up, he said it. So
I'm gonna do my dab.
all right, we have one last article we're gonna talk about. This one's more of like a WTF article.
Is this have to do with a testicle?
No.
Okay. I thought you might have taken Lance's article from the other week.
No. This one is about
What?
the Black Panther 2
this
comments.
was so stupid.
This
was so stupid.
I'm only comparing this because it made me laugh. Because I'm like, what the F is
Did
happening
he post a
right
photo
now?
of himself as well?
Yes. Okay. So here's the
I'm like,
deal.
he was fully naked too. I
Black
didn't
Panther
see that.
2's Namor physique slammed by veteran Marvel artist. Now, this is an artist that's been around forever, which is Mike Deodato Jr. But when I saw the story, I was like, this can't be real. I clicked on the article. I'm like, this can't, because I went to the Instagram to look and it wasn't there. Apparently he deleted it, but not before the internet had receipts of this. So he posted this image and says, you can tell somebody screwed things up when a character from a movie looks in worse shape than the 60-year-old artist that drew him. But it was not blocked out on Instagram. Apparently it was completely shown there.
He was just had assless chaps. All right.
This was such a weird thing. I don't even know how to what? Like, why? Why would you, Paigey, would you post a picture like this of yourself to flex? Is that what would you do something like this? What's even more odd is this is directly about the movie because he says you can tell somebody screwed things up when a character from a movie looks in worse shape than the 60-year-old artist that drew him. His response to that was, I recently made a joke. Wasn't a joke. There was no punchline.
It wasn't a joke till you got called out. You little
right,
old
about the
fart.
appearance of a comic book character on screen that got out of hand because of internet haters. So let me clarify. I was mocking the comic book character, not the actor.
But you used the whatever.
It could be CGI, a Muppet, or a robot there. I was targeting a fictional, which you misspelled, character in a movie. Not a person in real life, but you literally said you were talking about the live action character from Black Panther 2. And then something completely unrelated. I had no idea who was the actor nor his ethnicity.
Yes,
It wouldn't change a thing for me, even if he was from Brazil like myself. So the accusations of being racist are just dumb. It was not my intention to hurt anyone's feelings, specifically the actor. Especially, I think it's supposed to be specifically, but it's especially the actor in question, who I am sure will do a great job with the character. Back to the drawing board with pants this time.
With pants. First of all, Mike Diodato Jr. bringing shame to your father's name. Jesus, you spelled fictional wrong. That is.
There's a lot of things done incorrectly in that
You
article.
don't have somebody to spell check for you? Anyway, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Are you Brazilian, Eric?
No, in the article it said he was Brazil.
Oh.
You knew exactly what you were doing. You did that on purpose. And since you got called out, you want to try to make it seem like it was a joke.
Right.
I'm like, stop trying to pander to us like we're idiots. You know exactly what you were doing.
It's like when a kid apologizes after they get caught. It's like, oh yeah. But the thing is, he literally put his whole ass out on the internet and was like, look at me. Like, what? All right. We have another
Paige, what
story
are you drinking?
here.
Water.
That was loud.
Last
Yeah,
thing,
water bottle.
last. I'm not gonna pull up an article for this, but DC fandom is canceled this year. Anybody surprised about that?
I've been telling y'all that for months.
Well, I think most people thought it was happening because all the trade said it was. So I'm very curious to see when the plug was actually pulled.
What trade said it was?
Hollywood Reporter and Variety both said that they heard it was on.
Hollywood Reporter and Variety also called Gotham Knights Gotham Kings. All right. They also said the Flash was canceled.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a difference than
all right.
Misspelling something. And
Okay, so the other thing is DC fandom. What are they going to advertise? Because nothing they advertised last year has come out.
We're gonna have The Rock on there talking about
What did they
I think
advertise?
that's why a lot of people thought it was going to happen as well, because last year was in October, and you would have it at the beginning of October or something to it'd be extra advertising. For
I'm just
Black
trying to think
Adam.
about what movie they advertised that's actually been released since the last DC fandom, and I don't think there's been any. Right?
What
Other than
do you mean
Batman.
advertise?
Like the Batman was the only thing that came out.
Oh,
that they-
talk about we had the Batman came out as like success, and then
Yes.
that's it. They move on to other
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
But I saw people saying they have nothing to promote. I mean,
They actually
have a
have.
bit to
They could still
promote.
be
That-
promoting everything that they've still hasn't come out
they
yet.
could still promote. Well, I guess you promote still Black Adam, then you got Shazam, then you got the Flash, and then you can still have some Aquaman stuff in there, and then you got Blue Beetle, and then you got you can announce other projects, and then you got the TV stuff.
Well,
You got Titans, Doom Patrol film, all this stuff. There was more to show this year than last year and the year before.
But
we could have had Candace doing news from her bedroom.
Maybe. I was gonna say I think they decided not to do it because there's still some projects that are on the fence and they don't.
Well, no, you know why I think they chose not to do it?
Why?
Because it's a creation of Keeler, and they want to move on for everything that he implemented at Warner Brothers.
Maybe, but I think there may be a couple of projects that they're still trying to decide what they want to do with, and they don't want to promote.
Yeah, but I think they're solid with what they're doing with Aquaman, and I think they're 100% solid with the Flash because they didn't move the date.
Yeah, I don't think those are the ones. I think
the
stuff like
big-
Blue
yeah.
Beetle and maybe some of the TV stuff, they're not sure
Well,
what's going to happen with it.
You want to know
and
why?
I think if they did it, they would be. I think you're just drawing attention to like, okay, well, what's going on with all the J.J. Abrams stuff and even like the Green Lantern stuff. Even though the Green Lantern thing seems to be moving ahead, all the updates seem to be saying it's happening and nothing really going against that. So
the real reason why I figured that they weren't going to do it in the first place is because they sent Warner Brothers stuff to the actual Comic-Con convention this year at San Diego Comic-Con. They sent them there. Last year, they skipped that special one. Marvel did as well, but they skipped that special November Comic-Con. Since Comic-Con was back in full force, of course, they're going to, put all their resources in to get stuff together for that. They figured we don't need to do DC Fandom. It was only going to be a placeholder until the world could get somewhat back to normal. I honestly never expected one this year just because they went to Comic-Con. And I think it's going to stay like that.
well, Commons as Lavelle then, because I think they built up a pretty good
It's also possible they don't
platform.
have money to do it. They've talked about being broke. Maybe they don't have
Well,
the
I
money.
think that's the issue is that last year they stepped it up a bit compared to the first one because the other one was just done completely via Zoom pretty much.
Mhm.
And last year, because restrictions had gone down for the most part, they sort of did stuff in studio, had people there, blah, blah, blah. But and also it can just be about getting talent to come on and do it, like whether it's scheduling issues or just even just questions that come about it. And it probably doesn't help that Hamada's, saying that he's leaving. And it'd be around that time, so he's not going to jump on a stream and hype it up too much if he's if he's exiting the job in X amount of months. So they should have done it. I think they're silly not to do it because I think there's more to talk about this year than there were the previous two ones.
Did you hear about the drama though?
What drama?
You know how they say they only have the enough money to release 2 films, and then apparently the other film that the Florence Pugh Harry Styles film is like plagued with issues as well. Like apparently
but it's plagued with Twitter issues, not actual issues.
I was talking to this guy in my comic book shop. They said it was issues as far as like sexual harassment stuff on set, and Florence Pugh can't even do the press tour for it or whatever because some of those issues are revolving around her apparently. I'm surprised they're putting this film out, but at the same time,
I saw previews for it already. It's been advertised on so much stuff. So
yeah, did you see that Harry Styles is continuing the trend of not being able to act? He's a
singer,
so
right? Like he's a singer, right?
Yeah, he's a singer.
Why does every singer want to be an actor and vice versa?
Because there's more money and less time. Well, more money per less time for acting.
Paige, that brings up my next question. When are you going to be in pictures? Is that what they say over?
Well, no, it depends. I don't know if the Afterparty feature film is going to get released or not. I mean, it's going to be a big break. I don't know if you might get, typecast as, only person that can kiss on top of a Camaro. But I'm looking forward to it. I just don't want to be typecast as Robot. Eric's got the most versatile role. He's like an army officer and
I have to take care. I have to take care of Ben. So
yeah, who at the age of 1, all of a sudden has a really annoying British accent. So Eric's got a really versatile role that I'm excited to see. Hopefully, be shown to the world.
Oh, so somebody says Paige's going to star in Ben's next movie. So
Ben Dover.
I think I'd be a good actor. I think I'd be fucking amazing.
All right, we have one last fun fact before we get to this quiz.
Ooh, I love a fun fact.
All right, last after party fun fact for the stream. What dance? What dance created the chalk? Because the chalk is a creation of something else that I did not do correctly. Does anybody know what that was?
Was it flossing?
Was it? You don't sound sure.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't. I mean, you're a wonderful dancer. I just don't think you did it right.
It was flossing. That was the floss because I was doing all 3. I had the twerk, the floss, and the dab, and my floss became the chalk, which is now the infamous GIF on Twitter that everyone uses.
If you type in Eric on Twitter GIFs, it's the top 2 results.
One.
And there's also a second one which is more sexual.
The one with the microphone. Yeah,
it's like the full body where you can see your face and you're like making these weird suggestive expressions.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's
Oh my gosh, this is
R-rated.
totally about last week. You mean the art form?
Yeah, the art form of
You know
chocolate.
the art form?
The art form that's referenced.
A lot of people got it right. Floss is correct. So there we go. That is it for the fun facts for this special episode. We have a quiz now, but since Canada Graphs isn't here, we can't have a rematch between
Yeah, so
Lance
it's gonna
and Canada Graphs. So it's gonna be me versus Lance, and I have no idea. This show has been full of stuff that I just didn't know anything about. So
this I don't think this one's edgy from I only created this a bit ago, so
okay. Lone Wolf, a member for 23 months, 250 after parties. Glad to be here for the journey. Thank you so much, Lone Wolf. Now I am going to have to close the chat out over here.
I can read the chat if there's anything.
But if there's is there a super? I just saw.
Yeah, South Texas.
Shark. Here we go.
$2.
Like She-Hulk, we will see Eric twerk. I don't know. My shorts don't match my shirt today, so I don't know. It's a very clashing color profile.
They have to
So
match.
we'll see. That's it. I don't know. Do they? Not sure.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to close that out. All right, here we go.
Same with you, Lance. We're on private chat, no cheating like the DC TV show does.
Private chat.
I love how Ben would do like this, and then he would be like,
Yeah, he just acts as if he's not
"I'm like, what
looking
are
at
you
the private chat.
clicking on? What are you clicking
For
on?
real?
What are you typing into Google?
Wait, he did that for real?
Yeah, and
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah. Okay, heads or tails, Lance?
I'm feeling spicy today. I'll say tails.
I say there's only two choices. Shouldn't be too hard. It is tails. Congratulations. What is this? Like some Roman on a horse. Okay. Obviously, you know the rules. You get to answer first. Eric can give an answer as well. If you're wrong, Eric gets the points if he gets it right. And vice versa. Okay, Lance, we got the categories. We got 80s films, 90s films, TV, which is short for television. 2000.
But TV is any era, right? It's any era. Of TV?
I think it's any era, but I think it's mostly like 2000s, maybe 2010s.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of 90s in there. I'm not too sure. And then music. Okay, so Lance, fire away.
I'll take television for 100.
What is the lead character of Black Lightning's name on the show?
That would be Jefferson Pierce.
Can you spell it?
Jefferson Pierce. He
Eric?
was a mid-40s male.
Yes, that's a great answer.
Yeah. Mid-40s African American.
African American male, yes.
I'll still give you the points. Just be more accurate next time.
Let's
Eric,
do
you'll go.
TV for 200.
TV, 200. A spin-off series was created that follows Walter White's dodgy lawyer tackling other cases. What is that show called?
I think it's Better Call Saul.
Yeah, there is a Star Wars Better Call Maul, but yes, I think this one is Better Call Saul. Eric ahead by 100 early in. Lance, you'll go.
I'll take TV for 300.
Ooh, we're jumping.
Oh, my light turned off. Aw.
What American state is Stranger Things set in?
Indiana.
Eric?
Well, I mean, last season was California as well, so I'll say California. And Russia. It was in Russia as well.
Fun
Yeah,
fact, I live in Indiana, so
Yeah.
I'm looking for Demogorgons.
Oh my god.
Eric,
Let's
you'll
do
go.
400 TV.
Oh, like clearing out TV. Where do they work in the US sitcom The Office?
Oh my god, I don't really watch the American one.
Like the company name.
Yeah, I'm thinking I don't know. I have no idea. Do you know, Lance?
The Office.
Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I didn't remember it either.
Lance, you'll go.
TV for 500.
What is the main religion of the Seven Kingdoms in Game of Thrones?
Crap. They're Catholics. I don't know.
Eric?
I don't think that's right. I know there's a new and old religion. The old gods.
What's
and
the
new
main
gods.
religion?
It's the one that's in the main.
Three.
I don't know. I can't remember the name
Two.
of it.
Faith of the Seven.
Yeah.
Lance, you'll go. Oh no, Eric, you'll go. Eric, you'll go.
Let's do 2000s films for 100.
What 2000s film series stars Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker?
Oh god, why am I drawing a blank on this one? I can't believe I'm not even remember this one.
5, 4.
Rush Hour?
Lance?
Rush Hour.
Yeah, it's the hour of rushing.
Yeah, for some reason I was like having a blank on it.
Lance, you'll go.
Let's do music for 100. Just get
Music
those out the way.
100. It took Mariah Carey 15 minutes to write which holiday hit in 1994.
All I want for Christmas is you. I don't know.
That's not the way you answer it. Sing the freaking song, Lance. What the hell are you? This is the music category.
Yes, do not sing it.
All I want
No,
for
no.
Christmas is you. How long? How many weeks until that starts going up? In
Like probably before
I think
Halloween.
I think by October.
Yeah.
That's when it starts. Probably get chilly and
Yes,
Ooh.
that's the
Good.
correct answer. So
good song. Eric,
Is it
you'll
though?
go.
Is it
I think
anymore?
it's a good song.
And that's all they played in the
It's a good song
retirement
around
home like
Christmas.
that.
It's like that. Where are you, Christmas?
Yeah.
That's only a good song during. Actually, it's a good song, but you listen to it during Christmas. It's
Yeah.
in the Grinch movie. Anyway, Eric, you'll go.
2000s films for 200.
What 2005 film is about Earth being invaded by alien tripod fighting machines?
I'm gonna go with War of the Worlds.
Lance or Lance?
Yeah, War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds by Steven Spielberg, starring Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Actually, like
500
that.
all.
That was actually a good movie.
Yeah, it's pretty underrated. You never hear too many people talk about it. Lance, you'll go.
Let's do 2000s films for 300.
How many films in the Matrix franchise were made in the 2000s?
4?
Eric?
3.
Trick question. The first one's made in 1999.
Oh crap.
Yeah, but what about the one that was made recently?
Yeah, that was the 2010s. Oh, that's
Oh,
2020s.
so I didn't know you were specifying. That.
Oh, I
was
didn't.
thinking
I
about
thought
it
you were
as well.
thinking.
Read the question, dudes. What the hell? Like, oh god, hopeless. Eric, you'll go.
Let's do 2000 films for 400.
In what movie does Terry Crews famously sing 1,000 Miles?
White Chicks.
Can we get a rendition?
No.
Lance, you have an answer?
I can't say that word on the internet.
Oh.
Caucasian women.
Okay, there was also a movie called Black Dudes, but that was canceled before release for specific reasons. L Reloaded jumps up to 900. Lance, you'll go.
Music for 200. I'm just gonna knock that off the board.
Who won a Grammy for Best Reggae Album in 1995 with Boombastic?
Crap, I can't think of their name. Like the song is playing in my head, I'd sing it, but I don't want to get the stream demonetized and Eric taken off of the internet forever. I don't know. I can't think of the name. I'm drawing a blank.
Eric,
Shaggy.
Lance's time is Shaggy. It's not Shaggy, it's Shaggy.
Okay.
Shaggy.
And the answer is Shaggy.
Could have been him. It could have been Sean Paul.
Can we get a rendition of Angel, Eric?
No, we cannot. We're not getting renditions of any of that, actually.
Can we get it when we do the Twitch show, though?
Yes, we can. On
Yes.
the Twitch show.
Okay.
We will. The Twitch show is going to be full of music memes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably. Too much twerking and or
Let's
singing
do
and or
500 for 2000s films.
Pass me up.
What does Lars fall in love with in the 2007 film Lars and the Real Girl?
I've never seen this movie. So I'm gonna take a guess.
5,
A mannequin,
4, 3. A mannequin.
blow up doll. Let's say blow up doll.
Lance?
A android robot of some sort.
Yeah. You should have just been like a doll, Eric. But yeah, he said doll eventually.
Yeah.
So I'll give it to Eric.
Yeah. Cool. There we go.
Lance, you'll go.
I'm gonna do 90s films for 100.
What was the highest grossing film of the 90s? 5.
Something Star Wars.
4. Eric?
I don't know. Did Titanic come out in the 90s? I'd say Titanic.
Titanic.
Dang it.
Eric striking ahead. Eric, you'll go.
Let's do 90s films for 200.
What actress plays as the main? What actress plays the main character in the movie Clueless?
Oh gosh.
I can't think of her name.
I can't think of her name either.
Five.
Can't remember her name. I know her character name, but not her real name. So
3. It's not Iggy Azalea. 2. 1. Lance.
I know it's the chick who played Batgirl in that, but I can't think of her name.
it's like Felicia or something. I don't know. Felicia
2.
something.
I don't know. Why can't I think of her name?
Alicia.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes,
Alicia.
yes.
Why was I thinking Felicia? Felicia, I guess. She hasn't been in anything in so long. I completely forgot.
Yeah, she was also
She was in that new Netflix movie with
Barbara
Rebel Wilson.
Pennyworth.
Oh, that's right. She was.
Remember they made Barbara Alfred's daughter or niece or something?
Yeah, they didn't want to involve Jim Gordon.
So stupid.
Lance, you'll go.
90s films for 300.
What 90s movie had Looney Tunes music as its soundtrack?
Space Jam? I don't know.
Eric?
That was what I was thinking. Or did Who Framed Roger Rabbit come out in the 90s? I don't think it did, but I'm going to say that because it's either that or Space Jam.
And Jam.
Yeah.
You got to let it slam.
Those are the only two movies that I thought it could have been. But
Okay. Young DJ Eric, you'll go.
90s films for 400.
What actor played Kaiser Soze in the film The Usual Suspects?
Why is this question? Because I know that this person's been a question of mine before, and I can't remember his name.
5.
I don't know who it is. I'll never remember this actor's name.
Lance?
Keanu Reeves. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
His name's come up before, and I can never remember.
Oh,
He's been
Lance.
He's been canceled anyway. So
Yeah.
Lance, you'll go.
90s films for 500.
What 1997 film stars John Malkovich, Nicolas Cage, and John Cusack? I'll give you an extra 5 seconds to think it through. So I'll give you 15.
Can I get a hint?
It's a movie. Think Nicolas Cage with long hair.
Crap.
5, 4, 3.
Pulp Fiction? No, that's not. No, that's Travolta. I can't think of the movie's name. Is it the one with the bees?
The Bees. You're thinking of the Wicker Man. No,
Yeah, no.
that's not it. Eric?
I'm gonna go with Con Air.
Yeah, Con Air.
There you go.
Not the Bees. Not the Bees.
I don't know why I started thinking about the Wicker Man.
Eric, you'll go.
Let's go with 80s films for 100.
Ooh. Which film centered around the Christmas holiday featuring a small creature named Gizmo?
Gremlins.
Lance?
Young Eric, I think the proper pronunciation is Gremlins.
Well, technically, I think the movie is called The Gremlins, but I'm pretty sure I wrote Gremlins. Yeah. I don't know. Do you like the sequel, Eric, by the way?
No.
Yeah, I can't
The sequel is like one of those things where it's felt like they were trying to sell toys.
Was
Yeah.
it woke?
No.
But I have to ask,
No.
was Phoebe Cates like the top?
She was she was a big one back then.
Yeah. Whenever I watch Gremlins, I'm like, God.
The 80s was the era of like supermodels and girls next door. That was
Yeah.
kind of the era of
Every
like,
time I watch Gremlins or whatever other movie is, I'm like, oh, Phoebe Cates, wow. Anyway, enough simping. Lance, you'll go.
Music for 300. I suck at the music one, and I'm a musician.
I thought music was still on the board. Which artist released 3 prison-themed albums called Trouble, Convicted, and Freedom throughout the noughties or 2000s? I think one of them has to do with his record label.
This is an
3,
interesting one. I might not know this one.
2, 1.
50 Cent. I don't know.
Eric?
I'm gonna say Akon.
Is it? I wanted to say that, but I don't know. Because
Lonely.
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
I'm
Yep.
Mr. Lonely. Eric, your go.
Let's do 80s films for 200.
Is it bad that I forgot Akon existed?
He's like, doesn't he like build like schools in Africa? Just constantly does it. He's like super rich now. Just does like all philanthropy work, I think. Anyway, which 80s movie spawned 6 sequels and a TV series?
A movie?
Yeah. A singular movie that spawned 6 sequels and then a TV series. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Land Before Time?
Lance?
Paigey, I'm gonna have to say, I don't know, Beethoven. I don't know.
Police Academy.
They had a
Jeez.
TV show.
Yeah, that threw me off. I would have never guessed that. I didn't know they had a TV show.
Lance, you'll go.
80s films for 300.
This movie, released in 1981, spawned 2 sequels and was considered a gross-out comedy. It is most famous for its girls' shower room scene.
Can I get a hint at who it stars?
There's someone in it that went on to be famous. I can't remember who it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, 5, 4, 3.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember a girl's shower room scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But Eric, do you have an answer?
So I have 2 options. It's either Revenge of the Nerds or Porky's, and I'm going to go with Porky's.
Yes. I think Revenge of the Nerds has them looking in the bedroom.
Okay.
What's
Similar
Porky's
scene.
about?
It's like a high school like coming of age type film.
Yeah. It was very risque.
You were
Eric,
allowed to
you'll
watch
go.
those films.
Let's
Paige.
do 80s films for 400.
This film told the story of John Merrick, a highly deformed man living in the 19th century.
Is it The Elephant Man?
Lance?
I believe it's pronounced the Elephant A Man.
I'm not an elephant.
I don't think you can do that on the internet, Paige.
Well, I did.
Paige is going to get canceled.
I mean, Anthony Hopkins could do it on screen, so... Actually, it wasn't Anthony Hopkins. He was the dude that was trying to make money from him, wasn't he? Anyway, Lance, I think it's your go.
Music for 400.
By the way, what's the dude from the Goonies called?
Which one?
The one that kind of looked like the Elephant Man?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Sloth?
Yeah, Sloth. Was that a ripoff of Elephant Man?
I don't know. Maybe, possibly.
Anyway,
He said
what do you think?
music 400.
Michael Jackson debuted his trademark moonwalk during which song in 1983?
That was for Billie Jean, who was not his
Not my
lover.
lover.
He was just a girl who claimed that he was the one, but
Eric?
the kid was not his son.
So I think he's right, but just because, in case he's wrong, I'm going to say Beat It.
See, I thought you were going to say Smooth Criminal.
No.
But anyway. Ow! Anyway. Oh, yeah, Billie Jean.
Eric, I'm black. Of course I'm not wrong.
I mean, you got the Wu-Tang Clan question wrong like 6 weeks ago, whatever it was. So, question mark on that one. Anyway, DJ Eric, you'll go.
80 songs for 500.
Which movie series released the most sequels in the 80s? I can't remember what the answer to this is.
The most sequels?
Yeah. What was the answer?
In the
I don't
80s.
know. Yeah, in the 80s. I don't know if it was originally an 80s movie that started it, but which movie series released the most sequels in the 80s? What was it?
Oh my God.
I can't remember what the answer was.
I don't either.
Well, I should, because I wrote the question.
I don't know. Indiana Jones?
Lance?
Indiana Jones.
Like last week, you should probably give a different answer than what Eric says. But oh, Halloween.
Halloween. It was a horror movie. Okay.
Yeah. And finally, Lance gets the final question just for some pride, I guess. Or Eric can take it too.
I'm not doing that bad though. You know, I
to make
did
the
better
lead.
than I did last week.
R. Kelly, don't see nothing wrong with a little what?
Prison
Bump and
time?
grind.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little prison time.
I don't see wrong with a little bit of pedophilia.
Ooh, no.
Bump
That's not going there.
Bump and grind is the answer. L Ants.
Funny that it's a real N.
There's the final score.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's better than 0. Like that score from a couple of weeks ago. That was pretty bad.
But honestly, this just me. Eric beat me this time. I beat Eric the last time.
No, it was 1,700 all.
The last time I went against Eric, I won.
No, it was 1,700 all. I think Eric actually got the buzzer beater. To be completely honest.
Wait, when did I beat Eric? Because I beat Eric.
I don't think you beat Eric. I think we might have beat Canada Graphs.
No, it was Eric. It wasn't Canada Graphs. I lost against Canada Graphs.
That might have been a dream. That might have been snooze time for Lance.
I know it unless the Sandman visited me in my sleep.
Well, it might have been the NyQuil. One of the two.
We did have a super chat here that I just scrolled up to from Naruto. Pagey, I have an HBO Max true crime docuseries. It's called Mind Over Murder. People confess to a crime. All get exonerated. People still stick by it. Have you seen that one?
Wait, so Paige, I have an HBO Max true crime docuseries. It's called, is this an actual show?
I think it is, yeah.
It's called Mind Over Murder. People confess to a crime. They all get exonerated. People stick by it. Or is this like a hypothetical one?
Yes, no, it's a real show. It's a real show on HBO Max. I guess they're suggesting that you should watch it, maybe?
Maybe. I haven't watched a good true crime thing. They stopped that Donnie Wahlberg one. They haven't released a new...
It's not coming out now?
A Very Scary People. I don't know if it got cancelled or been waiting ages for a new season of that.
So
it came out. It came out. There's season 4, but it hasn't come to Australian TV. What episodes did they do? Here's season 4 of Very Scary People. They did the Ken and Barbie Killers, Back to School Killer, Sammy the Bull Gravano, the Hillside Stranglers, Cross Country Killer, and John Gotti.
Oh, wait. I didn't see that. Did you guys see the new Black Adam poster?
Is that the one with all of them like standing there?
Yeah,
like
let me
a
see if this
triangle or something.
I don't think that's real.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't look real to me.
I think it's just all the primary images they've released are just put together.
When do you guys think they're gonna reveal who's the new Jonathan Kent? Because like Alex Garfin's back on set, and he got his haircut
in the next week.
His sideburns.
In the next week, I think you might.
I just looked up that poster, and it looks like there is a name attached to it that is somebody that did the artwork. So I don't think it's the real one. It's just all the pictures put together in one poster, like a watermark from somebody who did it. So anyway, we were going to run over because I thought there was a lot of people that wanted to be here, and I was allotting for that time, but then
no one showed up.
Yeah, they're not here. So, and again, these are all people that had said they would make it. So for whatever reason, we know where Ben is. And Buddy is working, and Buddy said he would get home at like close to the end of the stream, assuming that we were going to have the people to go on that longer for that reason. But those people didn't show. There's no Canada Graphs here. And again, a couple other people that said they wanted to jump on and say something or not. So no, it's no big deal to me. If something came up, that's fine. But that's what I allotted that extra like 30 minutes for. And it looks like we're not going to need it. So no, Chainsaw did not reach out to me. No. So he wasn't one of them. It was just a couple of the regular people that had been on here. They'd been on the after party. They just weren't able to make it. So cameo disappointment firsthand. Yeah, that'd be funny. Oh wait, here we go. This one.
That's Eric. That's Ben writing the letter to Eric apologizing for his absence. Apparently, Eric is in Santa Monica, so beach time.
Yeah, no, I don't ever want anybody to feel like they're obligated to be here. It's just that I set that time aside for people in case they wanted to show up. That was the whole thing. Anyway, but I guess we're going to wrap it up a little bit early, but this was our 250th episode. So I want to thank Paigey and Lance for both being here. It's been a lot of fun going over some of the older stuff. Those trailers were hilarious. And I wish Canada Graphs would have been here to see them because that would have been even funnier to find out his take on that particular clip, I guess. And thank everybody for coming in. All of the people here chatting with us been through the whole show today. Really appreciate it. And all the Team Eric members that continue to support the channel. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And that's pretty much it. So next week we will be reviewing Stargirl and various topics throughout the week. And Titans should be starting in the month or so, I think, right? Shouldn't it be coming back in about a month?
There's rumors that might get pushed back to next year.
Really?
The premiere, yeah.
Really? Oh.
Well, that's depressing.
I even took the time to put Nightwing in the artwork for the Afterparty 5.
You should have put his better end on there, honestly.
Which
I thought that was a reference to the Crisis cameo.
Oh, was it? Okay, maybe.
You know which end is his best end. You know.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll hopefully we'll be talking about Titans soon, so we'll have more than one thing to talk about, but it sounds like that's not going to happen. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. And Staggerville with one final super chat before we wrap things up here. Where's it? Come on, refresh on the screen here. All right, there we go. Here's the 250 more after parties from Staggerville with the 1.9 super chat. So yes, we'll be.
Can you pull up Cullen Prime's comment?
Oh wait, hold on.
I'd say yes if they didn't already establish they were fraternal twins. For them to all of a sudden start looking alike would be like a huge continuity error. Plus, I don't know if Alex Garfin would do the double duty.
It would also be really expensive because that's part of the reason why Caitlin and Frost weren't in a lot of scenes together because it's just expensive to do that. I mean, I guess they could have them doing different things in different places, but he would still be filling the space of two roles, and that would be kind of tough to do. Anyway, all right, we're out of here. We will see everyone next time. Have a good night. Bye.
Sexual.